this world is a great wiggling. Clouds are wiggling. Waters are wiggling. Plants are wiggling. Mountains are wiggling. People are wiggling. Now, people always try to straighten things out. Look, see, we live in a rectangular world. All kinds of ridiculous. Everything's straightened out. Wherever you look around nature, you find things all been straightened out. You know, people, they're always trying to put things in boxes. Because boxes are classified. Words are labels and boxes. But the real world is wiggly, wiggly, wiggly. Now, when you have a wiggly system like a cloud, how much wiggle is a wiggle? Well, you have to draw the line somewhere. So people come to sorts of agreements about how much of a wiggle is a wiggle, that is to say, a thing.
One wiggle. And always reduce any one wiggle into sub-wiggles. Or see it as a subordinate wiggle and a bigger wiggle. But there's no real fixed rule about it.
Turn on my TV, and what do I see? Yeah, there's a picture of you, and it's staring at me. There's millions of people, and you're holding their gaze, and all of them are watching you. They're playing your games. Yeah, I've been staying up late playing video games, 'cause I've got nothing to do and nothing left to say. Yeah, I've been staying up late playing video games to put my mind at ease, to try sedate my pain. Yeah, I've been staying up late playing video games, 'cause I've got nothing to do and nothing left to say. Yeah, I've been staying up late playing video games. So do you think I give a fuck about your Lana Del Rey? People who meet me, yeah, what do they see? They see a shell of a man that I used to be. Locked in my back room, like a rat in a cage. None of you are stopping me from acting my age. 'Cause I've been staying up late playing video games, 'cause I've got nothing to do and nothing left to say. Yeah, I've been staying up late playing video games to put my mind at ease, to try sedate my pain. Yeah, I've been staying up late playing video games, 'cause I've got nothing to do and nothing left to say. Yeah, I've been staying up late playing video games. So do you think I give a fuck about your Lana Del Rey? Yeah, I've been staying up late playing video games, 'cause I've got nothing to do and nothing left to say. Yeah, I've been staying up late playing video games to put my mind at ease, to try sedate the pain. Yeah, I've been staying up late playing video games, 'cause I've got nothing to do and nothing left to say. Yeah, I've been staying up late playing video games. So do you think I give a fuck about Lana Del Rey? Professionals, they think I'm a freak, 'cause I haven't seen the sun in at least a week, and I haven't seen my friends in 21 days, but I don't wanna listen to the shit they have to say, 'cause I've been staying up late playing video games. Yeah, I've been staying up late playing video games. Yeah, I've been staying up late playing video smart man a fool. Calculated, take you right to school. Right to school, baby. And now I wanna follow all her rules. You know she got me coming back again. I lose my mind and phone a friend. I know this is the end. She got me saying, oh my. Oh my. Wanna see you underneath the city lights. Saying, oh my. Oh my. Calling like an animal into the night. Hey, hey, Marjorie. Hey, hey, Marjorie. Yeah. You know you're doing something to me. What you trying to do? What you trying to do? Hey, hey, Marjorie. Marjorie, baby. Hey. Hey, hey. Who's that girl named Caroline? That they be writing about all the time. 'Cause a rose by any other name will never ever be the same. You know you are so fine. You got me singing, oh my. Oh my. Wanna see you underneath the city lights. Singing, oh my. Oh my. Calling like an animal into the night. Hey, hey, Marjorie. Hey, hey, Marjorie. You know you're doing something to me. You know.
Bop! Rip! That's a bop. That's a brand. Rip, cause I live on it. Rip. Hello, humans. Rip.
You know that I ain't sharing.
Rip. Hello, guys. Wow. There are humans here? There are. At least I think so. I may have assumed your species. Please forgive me. But not many cats know how to operate Twitch. So I hope you'll forgive the presumption. Who the fuck gifted me a sub? I don't know, but you better thank him, bud. You love my hat, thank you. Miss Anita, how are you today? I'm okay. So gay. Oh, I like this tune too. I haven't had a chance to listen to much music today, so I'm gonna chill with you guys while everyone rolls in. Oh no, is that a drink I see? Monkers. Monkers. Oh wow, not a Yankee with a brim. What's a Yankee with a brim? I do not know what that means. It's a meme. Okay, I haven't listened to music regularly since I stopped being able to go to work due to the current world situation. Well, I'm sorry. That must suck. You're the only reason why I downloaded Twitch. Wow. Well, that's awesome. Thanks for being here, bud. Do you play CSGO or GeoGuessr? I have played GeoGuessr before. That was pretty fucking fun and embarrassing. You see, I was home educated and I'm a cuck. I'm a bold ass fuck. Bend over, bend over. I don't have very much geographical knowledge because I breakfast. I just didn't, I got to choose my topics when I was homeschooled and I didn't really take an interest in the world. Not because it isn't interesting, but because I never in a million years thought we'd ever be able to afford to go anywhere. I'd never left the country. Never. Oh wow, Grim Guru Warlock, thanks for the tier 2 resub, bud. Is that a normal sized hat? It is indeed an average sized hat. They didn't give me like a small one. I have it on the smallest setting and it's still a little bit too big for me. Like if I nodded vigorously, it would fall off. That's why I secure it with my headphones. Don't you get headaches from ticks? No, not at all. I rarely ever get headaches, even when I've drank a lot.
That's a funky looking hat you got there.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure that hat was made for a Barbie doll. Fuck you. Only jobless people do Twitch? Well, I was running my own business when I first started Twitch. But Twitch kind of took over my life in a good way. And I got to explore the world, but I certainly had no time to consistently post shit to people all over the world anymore, so I decided to choose Twitch over my business, which was a hard decision. It actually broke my heart, because I had nothing, and I had no loan, I had nothing. I literally started with 0 money in a PayPal account when I set up my business. And I sold things that I just found for free, and eventually saved up the money to buy things to sell. And from there, kept turning over the amount of money that it was worth until it was worth enough for me to live on. And that was amazing. It actually was worth enough for 2 people to live off at one point. And the thing with that is that I was so proud of that and so happy to be in that position and so proud of the fact that I did it from nothing and that I did it while caring for my mom and doing rescue work all day and night. Like, I felt so happy that I'm so capable. It was like representative of like how much I'd faced to be independent. So it took me a year after I no longer needed to be working another job to actually give up my office and stop. And it was kind of like a tearful moment when I unpacked everything. I took everything out of the offices. I filmed the empty office as just a memento, just to remember what it looked like, and closed the door in it for the very last time. I think that was about midway. I think it was summer last year that happened, and it was kind of a big moment for me because I was putting my trust in you guys, which I'd never done. I'd never thought I'd be able to kind of feel secure from Twitch because, you know, one day people might hate you and then what do you do next sort of thing. So I was always too fearful to let go of my business, but it was taking up too much of my time. I was struggling to keep up with it and Twitch, so I made the choice. Yum Howland, thank you so much for the 4 month. Holy shit, I've had a lot of dinks. Are we on a hype train again? Are we on a hype train?
Howdy, Anita.
Howdy.
Can't catch the stream because I'm working. But that won't stop me from informing chat about Adam Eve's amazing collection of adult toys. AE in chat now.
Thank you. Oh, I like this song. I'll turn it up. Thank you so much for the level 4 hype train, by the way, guys. You're insane. I've only been here a few minutes. Would I ever consider opening it up again? No, because I don't have the time. It was very, very involved. Sometimes I was there all day and I would stay up packaging items till like 4 in the morning. And I would be in there from like 6 in the morning till 4 in the morning next day, just making stuff, taking brief naps in my chair. It was a very intense job with long hours. That's the thing, when you're self-employed, you do a lot more. So there's no way I'd have the time to set that back up again, as much as I'd love to. Thanks for choosing us. Well, thank you for being there for me. This is like a huge point of pride now as well, because I've got to explain to millions of people now what Tourette's syndrome is. I've gotten to, you know, help Twitch adapt to more and more disabled people joining the platform and been a part of the changes they've made. I've gotten to try and convince people to be kinder, not just to me, but to insects and, you know, trans people, gay people, anyone who's different from you. Like, I've got to talk about the stuff that really matters to me, and I've gotten loads of really positive reinforcement in return, and loads of people saying, you know, I've taken that on board and it's changed my life, and I'm so happy to be a part of that. So yeah, I think it was the right decision. Does your Tourette's calm down if you do a workout? Yes. In fact, my personal trainer actually looks at some of my videos and he's like, why don't you tick like that when you're here with me? And I'm like, because you are making me exercise, and exercise cuts it down considerably. Well, thank you so much, guys, for hitting level 4 with the hype drain. That's crazy. What's your favorite song? I don't have one. Well, I...
Choo choo on the hype train. D.
Whoa! Thank you. Breakfast. And Phoebe Phoebes, I saw that 5 gifted subs. Thank you so fucking much, buddy. It's good to know you're still here, too. Whoa, bagel.
Anita wink.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Do you care about your followers? Of course I do. Well, what kind of question is that? They're the people that have been kind enough to give me their time and to listen to what I have to say. And every time they do that, they give me a chance to make the world a safer place for people with Tourette's. And they give me a chance to engage with new people and learn new things. And I love that. That's such a privilege. So yeah, of course I do. A lot of people think that I don't care about... Ooh, I'm going to change the music real quick. A lot of people don't think I care about my followers and stuff because sometimes people get really bratty and they'll message me and DM me and they'll be like, hey, 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 hey. And they'll message hey like 60 times with no reply. And then when I finally do happen upon that message out of the thousands, they've already gone, bitch, you don't care about anyone, do you? You only care about yourself. You don't care about your fans. You're so full of yourself, you know? So like sometimes people just don't realize that I get too many messages to reply to, and sometimes they get like upset and are like, she doesn't care about anyone. But apart from that, I hope that the people who watch know how much I appreciate it and how much it's awesome to meet them in person. That's happened to me before when they say hey. Yeah, but you know, it's kind of become this stereotype, a fuckboy stereotype, that so for those of you who don't know what a fuckboy is, a fuckboy usually looks like Pidgeotto. He's got long hair on the top, he's got short hair on the sides, and he really does think he's all that. He'll wear shades, he'll do the top angle photos of himself like, hey, and he'll send you the top angle of his dick at the most flattering angle he possibly can, before he's even said hello to you sometimes. If you are unfortunate enough to fall for a fuckboy, he won't commit to a relationship. He'd like to keep things loose, you know? Whenever you ask him what this is, he won't really give you a definition, but he'll get mad as fuck if he hears that you've been seeing any other guys. Low key, on the other hand, he's messaging and sleeping with as many other women as will be stupid enough to agree. They're usually very obvious, and the first signal of a fuckboy is that little hey at 4 o'clock in the morning, or at like 1 a.m. You know, 1 a.m. to 4 o'clock in the morning is about fuckboy kind of fuckboy level hey time, you know? My man. Sounds like first-hand experience. Yeah, I've known a few. Definitely known a few fuckboys. This is a great education. Oh, it's all part of the women experience. You see, this is why we're choosy. It's not just because women are naturally the sex that does all the choosing. There's plenty of people to choose from and stuff. And, you know, we wouldn't be so reserved about our choices if there weren't so many people with tactics. You know, people who aren't hitting on you because they like you, but because they would like to smash something. And they figure, you know, if I behave this way, I'll catch some people in the net, you know? And so it's so hard to find someone who wants to mate with you because of you and not just because mating is a token of life experience and masculinity to some people. Like, some people literally think that they can rip off social status from you and tack it onto themselves. I'm gonna make you a whore by taking this social status and me a stud by wearing it as a badge. Thank you very much. I will not call you. Goodbye. And so, yeah, it's tough in the dating scene as a lady because every now and again you're going to come across that kind of guy, and it takes a while to figure out whether they are or not, you know, because some people are just shy or you know, unsure about how to interact with ladies, and they give off the wrong signals. So, you know, making sense of exactly what situation you're in is a nightmare and makes dating very complicated. And that's what a fuckboy is. Barshu, I love you. Thank you so much for the 19 months, sweetheart. Why'd you talk like you have a college
One more
degree?
month and I'll be old enough to have a beer. Do sound a bit salty today, and I'm gonna need some names. You're supposed to be the sweet, not the salty Anita.
Well, I have sweet and salty experiences, and I've learned from both. In fact, you can't really learn how to be sweet until you learn about the darker side of the world, because anything else would be naivety. Tim! T to the I am, thank you so much for those gift subs. Holy shit, we just cleared level 5 of the sub train. What a
Star
dude!
Trek DS9
What a
or
dude!
Voyager?
Oh, what was that question? What was it? Could someone repeat it for me? Breakfast. Tim, thanks for the 20 gift subs. I missed it. Oh, Star Trek, TNG, DS9 or Voyager. Ooh! Voyager.
Good evening all. Here's my wholesome dono for the month, to send some love to all of those who were supposed to be in Amsterdam right now. I hope everyone has a great weekend nonetheless. I'll be spending mine drunk in VC with some friends. Okay champ, thumbs up.
Thank you. Cheers for that, Hugo. And Kraken, thank you for the tier 2 16 month. Still here, still alive. Feels okay, man. Yeah, you're lucky that this TwitchCon was cancelled, actually, bud. Otherwise, that wouldn't be the case, would it? You'd be calamari by now. Let's spread diseases and dance. Sorry, that was a tick, to clarify. That was not a mean joke about anything going on in the world. Please do not ban me, Twitch. To clarify.
It's 2000 hours, so hopefully this does not make me a showing results for Pidgeot. Hey.
Hey. I just got here, missed all the context. Now I want to calamari. Well, I hear that breakfast. Kraken is here. Kraken is about in chat, so if you're hungry.
Thank you for being you less than 3. Your advice and talks have helped me tremendously, Anita Heart.
Awesome. Well, that's great. Thanks for being here. I'm glad you can make something positive of the stream. I'm just gonna put some music on your face. No, that's me. No, YouTube. I don't want me. I want blood. I was like, I want Anita's stream music. And it was like, you want Anita? We got some Anita on here. Make another rap song. Everyone wants me to do a million things. It's so hard. Wait, what? Is this still the music? I don't remember there being a beat to this. There is, huh? Do you suck when you whistle or blow? I could do either. Could do inward or outward. It means that I could potentially whistle non-stop, but I find that my inward whistle is slightly weaker than my outward whistle, so in order to get a decent amount of sound, I prefer to just break to breathe. You're a King Julian from Madagascar? Are you sober? I don't know what that means. That doesn't sound like a very sober sentiment.
Simp. Together. Strong.
Hey! Thank you, bud. We're gonna do a podcast, by the way, today. Wow! So we're gonna, we're gonna have the usual guests. We've got some, cool stuff we want to chat about this time. We're slightly more organized. Slightly. Blood Force. So I'm gonna take like a 5-minute break. You're gonna be on the be right back screen while we sort out everything that needs to be sorted out, like getting on the right whereby.
Okay, you
and
convinced
stuff.
me. I'll start drinking too.
What? No, what? Don't get me banned. Wait, therapist. Hey, I am not promoting drinking. Don't you even suggest that. I like streaming, okay? But thank you so much for the 15-month, bud. It's been an awesome 15-month. I got some elderflower cordial for you. Well, that's really sweet. Ramses, I really hope you don't send it because I can't really eat things or drink things that you send in the post. So I hope you just have that and think of me, yeah? Because obviously if I ate and drank things in the post, people would do funny things, like they'd film themselves wanking into it or whatever. You know what the internet's like. So for my safety and hygiene, I can't be consuming nothing. Okay? Hi, I heard you talking about fuckboys. I want experience and not something commitment at the moment. What do you think about these relationships?
How often do you lurk in the Discord? It'd be cool to talk to you more, but I know you're very busy and probably get a lot of messages when you show up. I got awesome friends there though.
It's really sweet. I hope we do get to talk more in the future, but when I lurk, it's literally because I do not have time to respond to everybody who jumps on me and starts DMing me and everything like that. It can be very stressful because people see, sometimes it's better not to react or interact with the community at all and to just listen to them and get to know them passively without engaging. Because the minute people start DMing you because they know you're online and you don't respond, they assume you hate them and they leave the community. It's all well and good when people like engaging with me, but if I don't engage with them every single time they reach out, a lot of people overthink it and get upset. So, that I can't respond to them because a good 20 or 30 people will instantly message me in DMs as soon as I hop into subgen or something on my Discord. So yeah, that's why I lurk, because I'd like to get to know you guys. But yeah, I don't want to offend you if I can't reply to you all at once. It's a tough position to be in. I hope you understand. And not something committed at the moment. What do you think about these relationships and how do you think I should go forward? I'm often too shy to say this up front in case I get rejected. Okay, well, you should always be upfront, Flavie, if you're not up for a relationship, because you can really destroy people if they're connecting with you and they're nervous too and they really hope you like them. And then you're like, whoa, now that we smashed, I just wanted you to know I like that part and that was good, but I don't want the rest of you. That's a shitty thing to do to people. So having the courage to be open about what you want is a good place to start. But believe it or not, there are places in the world, real life places, IRL, and there are places on the internet where specifically people go for one-night stands and everybody comes to the same spot wanting the same thing. And that way you don't have to work up the courage to explain anything. you can just be there, and anyone who takes an interest already wants what you do. And I think that's the best way to go about it. Woo!
Move complete, check. Internet service established, check. Devices connected, check. Simp. Together. Strong.
Hey!
Deactivation confirmed.
Blep.
Hands up.
Thank you ever so much, sad old boomer. Don't sex with strangers with the pandemic about, though. I think that goes without saying, but in case I do need to say it. Yeah, you're all mangoes. Now is not the best time to be mixing genitalia or disappointing God.
Simp. Alone. In their basement.
Thank you, Rogue.
Praying that Twitch doesn't decide to die this evening and ruin the podcast.
Same here. I hope so too. Hopefully we'll have a much more smooth podcast. Can we hold the donations for a sec, mods, so I can reply to that comment in earnest, because I feel like there was more to say and I'm already getting my attention pulled away and I can't remember what I'm saying. So this person said, what do I think about casual interactions? I think that it doesn't matter what I think of them. Because that's people's sex lives, and if they're not hurting anyone and it's consensual, no one has a right to judge, and only pathetic, easily offended people have time to waste judging other people for things that don't affect them and don't harm anybody, right? So because I'm not a snowflake, I'm not offended by people who mate in a different way to me. I'm really happy for people who really enjoy their bodies, are confident, having fun, and having loads of wild sexual experiences. I'm genuinely happy for them. They can go do the thing they do, and I'm happy. I don't feel disgusted or upset. I don't think they're sluts or anything derogatory for enjoying their bodies or making other people feel good. Like, it's not a bad thing in my eyes. It's just not how I navigate sex. And that isn't out of contempt for that behavior. It's just literally because it takes me a long time to connect with people, and it takes me a long time to want to sleep with people. So I'm much slower, and I have far fewer people. I have far fewer notches on my belt than most people my age, but I'm cool with that. I don't think that's a problem. Are you going to be playing any games today? No. I'm going to be chatting to you guys until about 9, and then I'm going to set up the podcast, get everybody in, my cat, and then I'm going to then we're going to chat about some stuff. Why do people base their lives on sex? Okay, I don't feel like most people do. I feel like sex comes up as a topic a lot here because there are a lot of single, lonely men on Twitch. And most of any single streamer's viewership is going to be people who are thinking about that a lot. But we base our lives around food, sex, sleep, and like there are a few other ones like death. That's a pretty prominent discussion topic and thing that we watch a lot of movies about and surrounding, a lot of our folklores around death, like basic bodily functions, basic instincts that we're really, really highly driven for. We think about a lot. I think that's kind of natural.
What is that poster behind you with the little guy on it from?
It's from Breakfast. It's from Hollow Knight, which is a game. Really great game. You should give it a go. You somehow make expert sexy. Well, the thing is, like, I can't swallow food properly. My esophagus is wrecked, so I choke on everything. That is the sound. It's not an actual burp. It's the sound of lots of bubbling happening as everything from my stomach down here all the way up to here is just full. And it feels like I'm being choked. I've gotten used to the sensation, so I don't react to it as much as most people would, I don't think. But yeah, I'm just trying not to puke. That's what's happening there. If you won over 100 million on the lottery, how would you spend it? On your mom. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of sex. That's wow. That's wow. I'd spend it on. I'd buy a mansion and I'd repurpose it into a shelter for victims of domestic violence. And I would make it a women's shelter, not because I prioritize women, because I know men could be victims of domestic violence too, but because you shouldn't mix sexes with these sorts of refuge shelters. So I'd have to pick one or the other. And with women, I'd be able to help their kids too, because more often than not, they get custody. Not because the courts sway towards them, but because statistically, men most of the time in mediation surrender their primary, they surrender the rights more often. They're like, I don't want to do it. So most of the time in this country, when it's the parents who choose who gets the kids, the dudes don't want them. So usually when there's a big breakup or there's women escaping violence, they usually have kids, which means that I can help more people if it's a women's refuge than if it was a men's. So that's the reasons why I would choose to do a women's refuge. And then I would have food growing in the front garden, so people could pick up skills while they're in recovery, while they're in a safe place where they can grow their own food, teach their kids a life survival skill, and also it would mean that the food was really healthy in the place itself. There'd be an on-site therapist to help both the children and the mothers through trauma, and there'd be an animal sanctuary in the back so that, you know, you can care for others and spend time having animal therapy whilst saving lives in the back part, and volunteers can get like additional perks and things like that as a way to incentivize learning animal care and animal husbandry and things, and it could be a really educational place where you get to change your life around and then go back and out into the world calmer, happier, and with some new skills, having had some therapy. I think that would be a really good way to just kind of turn things around. And I think that would be like a good way to do a lot of good all in one go, you know? I think it'd be a really brilliant way to, you know, save animals. Any excess food we grew, we could give to the local homeless place.
Anita, there is something on your face. Here, let me help you take it off. Oh, never mind. That's just beauty.
Thank you. Peter Pale being smooth over here. I think that would be... I think that would be the best way to do the maximum good with the space. Because, like, I wouldn't buy a mansion for myself. I feel bad that I have, like, an empty bedroom right now. And it's a guest room. I have it there so that people can sleep here. But I still feel like I'm taking up more space than I should. So, you know, I'd never buy a mansion for myself. I definitely want to just create a space where things could happen that are good. I'd set it up as a charity so people could keep donating and keep it going for year upon year. Yeah, I think that's what I'd do. And I'd want it to be a mansion as well, just because it's so hard to find a comfortable, beautiful space after you're fleeing from domestic violence, because I've had to. And, you know, my life was a shithole for so long till I got back on my feet. So, yeah, it would be so nice for a change for people who've gone through horrible things to not have to live a horrible life straight after until they've unfucked everything that's been muddled by these people, by an abuser, you know? So yeah, let's get a mansion for people who've gone through a hard time. Are you allowed in airports? I am, but it's dangerous for me, and I need someone to come with me.
Together. Strong.
Thank you, Nix. So basically, I have gone to the airport alone. I have done that all on my lonesome, and it was difficult. It was challenging, but because I do shout things that I am scared to say. Like I'll shout I have a bomb while I'm getting searched and things like that, and it's tough. I've been refused entry to planes, and I've had like multiple situations where I've been like, I'm not going to be able to get home, am I? I'm so fucked. You know, and they're not very good with me either. In certain situations, they've promised me help to get through and then not delivered it. And other times they've cancelled my flight and not given me a refund because of special measures they took to get me through, meaning that they accidentally made me break the usual protocol. So they'd rush me through things and I'd just follow them, not knowing what's going on. And then I'd go, oh, well, this hasn't happened. And I'd be like, yeah, you guys made me skip that process. You took me here. I'm like, well, you haven't done it and the plane's about to go. So I guess you're not going. And then I had to book a hotel. There was loads of stuff like that and they didn't refund me for the ticket. I had to buy a whole new one and travel the next day. There's just like, it's just a nightmare. Would a service dog help you can you make him wear a shirt? No, I would not need a service dog, and I'd certainly not make my disability an animal's problem. If I take on an animal, it's not so they can serve me, it's so that I can protect them and take good care of them, as a parent, as a family member. That's the kind of role I take in an animal's life if I'm responsible for them. I don't force them into labour. And I know that people are like, well, if they're raised for it, it's fine, but like nobody would have that excuse if you forced a child the same way. Like if a kid was raised to be a certain role and they were never given any other option, we'd hate it, we'd look down on it. Like those kids who are pushed into doing beauty pageants when they don't want to by overbearing parents and stuff like that, we see it's wrong then. So even if the kid goes along with it, even if the kid does it really well, we kind of know it's bad to force someone to do things from birth because that's what we want them to do. Like any sense of possession you think you have over another person's life is bullshit. So yeah, I don't ever want a service dog. Ever. That's not what I would do with a pet. If someone gave me a dog, I'd just love them.
Simp. Together. Strong.
Thank you, Stefan. Are you a fan of films? Top 3 movies? Okay, so one of them will definitely be a Studio Ghibli movie. Probably either Nausicaa or Breakfast.
I got a second letter from my bank asking to call them over suspicious charges on my card, and again it was from Tips. This time they asked me if I was forced or coerced to make the payments. Something ain't easy.
Well, thank you, Gardamus. And Logscon, I'm glad you decided to stay. Thank you so much for the 2-month buddy. I also saw a big tip where there was a question alongside it. So, Man Jericho, thanks for the 1,000 bits. Quality isn't quantity isn't quality. Have better relationships, not more relationships. This idea that I'd like to send to anyone under 30. I'd say you could be happy. There are loads of different ways to be happy, and just because lots of relationships won't make you happy, doesn't mean it's not right for somebody else. There's no generic way to be a human. So, whilst I appreciate you looking out for us, I would offer some counter advice. I'd say relationships and sex and the way you love is really diverse. We are sexually diverse beings, okay? You know, there are people who want a relationship for the rest of their life. There are people who just want to fuck shoes. Right? And there are all kinds of people in between. You do you. You do the thing that feels right to you. As long as it's not causing anyone any harm, as long as nobody's heartbroken or upset after, as long as you're consistently finding a way to either love yourself or love others and make the world a better place with your love. You do it however you see fit. I'm not going to judge and ignore anyone who does. Have you noticed the number of clips on your channel? The simps are at it again. Yeah, I get a lot. I get a lot of clips on my channel. I have to go through them sometimes and delete a lot of them because people clip really inappropriate tics, or people clip they clip me getting up and walking around for no reason. You know, this sort of thing. It's just. Oh yeah, I was talking about movies then, wasn't I? I got sidetracked. Thank you for the tip, by the way. Breakfast. Top movies. So, Nausicaa, or Princess Mononoke, and Kubo, and Breakfast. Maybe The Green Mile. Maybe The Green Mile. I had a mouse called Mr. Jingles. He lived for like 6 years. She was actually a Mrs. Jingles. Oh, or Powder. Powder was pretty good. There's a sentiment in Powder that I really resonate with, which is that a lot of people don't realise what they're thinking. He was talking about how he could hear through people's thoughts and he didn't know that that wasn't normal. And he said, do you know those thoughts that people are having that they don't know they're thinking, that are just so venomous and angry? And I was thinking to myself, yes, so many of us are criticising ourselves or others around us, making these really harsh judgments. And we're not even aware of how judgmental we are. We don't remember every thought we had every single day, every single moment of every day. But a lot of it is just garbage. A lot of it's horrendously judgmental garbage. There's a reason why we're all incredibly thankful that there's no mind readers, and why we'd feel invaded is because we think things that we're not proud of. There is a whole identity that we don't even see. We are much darker people than we realise. And being very cognizant of what you're thinking and why can help you to turn that around. And that's why I think I'd be cool if everyone turned psychic tomorrow. I think I'd be cool with it. I think some accountability for your thoughts might actually make you a more positive person in the long run. Try to explain where thoughts come from. As far as I understand it, from birth we don't really formulate complex thoughts. We just think.
I understand it can be hard to keep up with us, lol. I'd like to get to know you more someday, but I'm mostly in the voice channels. Give my love to the people you're doing the podcast with. I really appreciate them on the stream too.
You know, I think they're in chat already, because it's actually gone past podcast time. So, I think they've already caught your love. Thank you for that, Just Cat. I can't remember what I was saying. What was I talking about? Thoughts, where they come from. So when you're a baby, you don't really have complex thoughts. You don't have an inner monologue of words. You don't have a way to contextualize what you're seeing and feeling. And so you just have sensations that you react to instead. And you know one word, and that's to cry. You know, wah, and that's it. And I think as your brain grows and as you experience more things, you get more, you store more images, sensations, memories, words to build and formulate sentences. And as you get that repertoire in your head, you start using your energy and your neurons to constantly create narratives within your own mind using what you've been given. I think it's a really easy way to, like, if you look at babies, you can really see where thoughts come from and how they develop over time. When you watch a toddler make their first sentence, you begin to get like a little window into their brains and just how slowly thoughts, complicated sentiments emerge. But yeah, breakfast. I'm going to now set up the podcast. So I'm going to put the Be Right Back screen on. I don't know if the donos come up. Do the donos come up? Can we approve a few and see? I don't think they do. Okay. Fuck. How does one fix this? I guess we'll have to approve those donos before I go on the Be Right Back stream. Let's do that, because I'll probably silence them whilst we do the podcast so that people can't interrupt us. Otherwise, we'll never get to talk. So, mods, do you want to approve those?
I would have never expected 5 feet 2 inches streamer would impact my life so much. Back in January when I found your content on YouTube and started watching your streams, I was studying shitty field of study. I was struggling and had no enjoyment in life whatsoever.
What changed?
Listening to you talk about your experiences and just being so wholesome gave me that push I guess I needed. I left uni and found myself job just before virus hit my country, and the job that I actually enjoy and is decently paid.
That's awesome. Well, I'm really happy for you,
Next week
Marcus.
I'm moving into my own flat I will be renting from now on. Starting new chapter in life at age of 22.
Nice.
For changing my view on life and giving me courage to change it, I shall be forever grateful. Have a great evening.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. I'm so happy for you, Marcus, and thank you so much for the tips and the update. I'm really glad to see. Thanks, Gal. Thank you so much for the prime.
I have Tourette's myself and some other mental health issues. Just wanted to say mad respect to you for all the awareness you bring through your streams. Less than 3.
Thank you. Yeah, Jack, thanks for the tip. And also, yeah, it's really, really challenging, I've got to admit. So lots of people constantly spread myths about Tourette syndrome when talking below any of my clips that are shared on places like Limestream Tales. Like yesterday I saw one where a guy was saying, people with Tourette's progressively get better, so the fact that has gotten worse proves that it's fake. Firstly, Tourette's can go up and down. Like sometimes you won't have a few tics for a few years and then they'll come right back. The severity can be increased by your environment, so you can have more tics in situations that are very distracting or stressful, and then less when you're doing a quiet activity or a very focus-driven activity. And so, you know, when I'm constantly being distracted, put under pressure, I get a lot of insults, I get a lot of sexual harassment on the stream that I have to try and ignore, and these sorts of things are very emotional. So like, yes, it's very triggering to do streams, but that doesn't mean it means that I tick more when I'm off screen or anything like that. It's just, this is an environment where you will see my condition the most. But also, I will say a lot of people have it for their entire lives. Some people are lucky enough to improve. There are a percentage of people who don't. And that's a thing that happens. There is no generic Tourette syndrome. It's different for all of us. But things like this are really hard to face constantly, repeatedly, and wearing. So, yeah, I've got to say, I wish there were more people with Tourette's on the platform just because I would hope that it would normalize it. I really do. And that people would be more understanding and less doubtful of the condition itself, honestly.
When are we going to get the gnome stream? I can't wait for that to happen. Keep being you. We need more people like you to brighten the world.
Thank you. I will say, cheers for the tip, but also I bought these grey eyebrows to wear for the gnome stream and I dropped them in a cup of tea. So I need to order them again and then I'm ready to go. I don't actually know what to do for the gnome stream. You're gonna have to help me brainstorm, because if I'm gonna wear the outfit, it might as well be a special occasion. But yeah, I'm going on the Be Right Back screen now. Thanks for the tips, guys. So I'm just gonna arrange stuffs. Podcast incoming. Hold your dick. What am I doing? Oh. I forgot that it's a second camera that we have to use. That seems like a good enough angle. Hide the dildos! Quick! Yeah, I think that's okay.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh
My
no!
one weakness.
Enjoy this. So Lucy Pie Polykeel started at TwitchCon. So it's well, look who decided to show up.
I hate you.
Twitch
Wow!
Oh.
Okay. Thanks for that, Brandon. Okay, I think we're good.
Oh shit, wait. Am I driving it?
Are you all ready? Are you ready?
What up?
Yes, I've already spilled a drink. I'm ready.
Woo! Wow, could you spill it on
Hell
me?
yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I'm
Wow.
starting early, huh?
Damn, okay. Do you guys want your own separate, like, appearance for that?
Yes.
Seriously.
No, I think we're good. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with you guys being here. Thank you.
Well, happy to be here.
No, you're not. You're
So
stupid.
true.
True. Ha.
Time for bed, therapist.
Alright, good night, chat. Bye.
What? What? I'm giving birth
In the
now.
butt. Okay.
Oh, I used to have a what in the butt tick. Did you get that one too? That one was so annoying.
No, I was just. I remember watching Tosh.0 a while ago, and then the guy was singing, and I was like, "Wow, this is interesting." And I did that.
Right. So, wow, nigger chew. I choose. Sorry.
Here we go.
I'm sorry. I am so fucking sorry.
Who are you apologizing to?
Well, mainly you, Aniki, but everybody. Everybody. I know you
You know how many
understand.
times I throw that word out on a daily basis? Don't apologize to me. Also, it's a tick, bro. It's fucking fine.
Okay.
If there's anyone that understands, it's this guy right
Well,
here.
good. But the thing is, I'm a dick, and I should feel like a dick. I still have remorse, even though it's a tick. Okay.
I feel you. It's okay. I wonder what a dick feels like.
Wow,
That's
not
kinda
for long.
Yeah, you know what? I
True.
was gonna say we'll find out in San Diego, but never mind. Ah, feel bad, dude.
Anyway, the choir slap. Go get him.
Okay, so I really, really hope. All right, I'm going on to studio mode just to make
Fuck
sure 100% that it's it's hidden. It's hidden. Coo. Woo! There we go, guys. Blood!
Ta-da!
But in like parents' language.
We're all
So good, I love it.
I feel spanky.
Okay.
I was watching. Actually, I can't.
Slow the fuck down, Bagel. We haven't even done the pancakes yet. I'll make you sorry.
I know that
Okay.
that wasn't supposed to be innuendo, but like, why did making the pancakes really creep me out? What do you mean by that?
Spanky, not spanky.
She's feeling.
Well, no,
Spanky.
like I'm not making her into pancakes. I'm making pancakes with her.
Oh.
I
The
heard
food.
Again,
The food. Everybody. The
I
food.
think I need an adult. I don't feel comfortable right now.
Why have you got a knife?
I just need to play with it. Like, why you guys always talk about my knife? What did my knife ever do to you guys?
Yeah, I just wanna say, Aniki, you are safe. This is a safe place. You don't need to be so defensive, but also, could you? Could we make sure we feel safe too, please?
Why do you spin it around like it's a
I mean, am I
drumstick?
gonna get you through the stream? Go get him.
No, I'm worried about you. I'm worried about like.
Oh, I'm fine. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a professional with these things. That's not very well known. Oh, never mind. I just dropped it. Okay.
Oh, that was that was pretty professional. That was great.
Well, yeah. Fuck off.
So-
I'm pretty good at these.
Right, let's be all serious with the podcast and stuff. Guys, for those of you who don't know, this is Pisces Pixie.
Hi.
Yeah. Wow.
I
she's
fucking honked. Holy.
She's a very beautiful streamer. What do you stream mostly these days? Because I know that your content was quite different when I first found you.
Yeah, like I do like just chatting and focusing on like personal development and like just that path of like constant self-development and ASMR and like spiritual content and like psychology and like deep talks, just like personal evolution stuff.
That's awesome.
About realizations and things.
Oh yeah.
Blackfoot's all the deep stuff. So if you're interested, you can go check her out. I'm pretty sure your name is there on the screen, so you can find her through Twitch that way. We also have just above her a dick. Bryce. You.
Hello.
Wow.
I mean, I'd like to say that was not true, but
Well, you are what you eat.
Wow.
oh, my big dick.
Oh,
then?
you know what Bryce
A
showed us
massive dick.
yesterday?
Nothing. I didn't show you anything.
Therapist, were you there last night in the fucking VC?
Hey,
We
can we mute
do.
Anarchy for a sec? Yeah, yeah. Moving on.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say it, but
Yeah.
Jesus.
Bryce also streams up until
Oddly.
up until very recently. I thought he was Bryce Jr. It turns out the JR is not Junior, but Bryce
What
JR
is it?
My initials.
I thought
My
it was
initials.
Junior,
What
I'm
is
not gonna
your-
lie.
Bryce J R. My middle name and my last name.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you, well, what's your social security number then?
Nice try. Almost felt
What's your
that.
address?
Got it. So
This is Bagel above me. She doesn't stream, but she's very good at simping. Oh wait, no, you do stream now, don't you?
No, I don't.
She sure does.
In fact,
Professional.
I'm pretty sure I saw you playing The Last of Us recently.
No, no,
Yeah.
I did not.
On the top right, we have Therapist. Is that right? Yes, that is right. I'm bad at that. Dyslexia. Therapist is actually a really great streamer from Australia. Do you want to tell us a little bit
One of
about
those things
yourself?
is true, yeah. So I stream from Australia, which means my time zone's fantastic for European audiences. But I do things like variety streaming and speedrunning.
Wow, he wanks in the mirror.
True, that's the variety. Well, to be fair, the mirror is a little far over there. Usually I just aim for the webcam, but that's fine. We can go for the mirror.
Is that why it's so blurry?
Oh,
Yeah, I was working on name last
Come
night.
on.
Queen, you're
Got him.
coming with me. Ooh.
Stop it. We're not doing this. It's already bad.
It's just, I love that was aimed for me, and look at Bryce and Anarchy. Like, they just want to die right now. Like, this is great.
I can't believe I just heard "come in one."
It's like the baby voice you do for things. Like, oh, come in, let me. No. That sort of thing for any word. It's just fucking
I
awful.
feed
Oh.
on people.
It actually makes me
cringing.
squirm.
Oh, I love
You see
it.
it in chat, it's like Garwick Wed. It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Nobody talks like that.
Wifey.
Yeah, like daddy,
I guess.
waddy, patty, fatty. I don't know.
So, Pixie, just call him
I
Blacksy Wifey.
can do it worse. Like I
Before-
could turn it up, but you guys would die on the
All
spot.
right. Can you calm your dumb energy for a minute? Stop making the boys squirm. We've got a podcast to do. We haven't even introduced Anarchy yet. Okay, so this is
Anarchy.
yeah, this is Anarchy Chad. He also streams.
Come on, bruh.
He's an absolute legend. You should totally check out the stream. Also, he
go.
has Tourette syndrome as well. So please, I will ban you for trying to trigger my tics, but I will ban your ass twice as fast if you don't respect my guests. So please
I
treat
feel
him
safe
with
and
respect.
protected. I love it, honestly.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna roast me when you said, but also. Because I've spent the better part of today convincing. Actually, I can't. I don't even want to open the topic again. Let's just move on. Just go on. Just move on
That's
with
what I
our life.
thought. Yeah.
Uh,
You're all cooks. So,
true.
usually, for those of you who've never watched before, get out. You probably don't know this, but we are all drinking. Am I correct in that assumption? We're all having a little bit of a tipple. So
No.
this usually
No.
starts as a very much more organized at the start, and then just descends into fucking chaos towards the end. I'm not gonna apologize because we're having fun, okay? But just so you know,
we have topics. They're probably not going to be read out or answered.
Why is
properly,
everybody horny today? What is this shit?
what?
but
Talking
It's
about.
Twitch chat. What do you
Everybody
mean?
in chat is horny like times 2 today.
What?
Wow.
Oh, I'm seeing it. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Aniki chat is like a fine chocolate wine.
Do you know how many people just randomly showed up into my chat today saying I want to suck your dick, bro? Like I don't know what's going on today. Go get 'em. Can we like relax? Please.
Well, yeah, me too. Yeah, a therapist, you getting that a lot? Yeah.
Dude, it's the worst, man.
Guys.
Oh, I can't handle it. Oh my god.
See what it is. I think as well. Like a lot of people, like really fetishize Tourette syndrome. Like you're gonna get a
Weirdly.
lot of that. Yeah. There's no
Weirdly.
name for it. The's no name for tick fetish. I would call it tickophilia. I think.
Tickophilia.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
Trademark it.
Yeah.
If you want to go mask off, I think there's something about a person who can't go get them necessarily control what they're doing that does something for some people, which is a little scary.
Mm.
Yeah, if I
It's like a bit of a
Adds
dark
little
spot
bit to the
there, isn't
creep
it?
Yeah.
factor, yeah.
And as well, people stereotype us as people who who say what we're thinking. And so when we say things that are sexual, people think it's because we're overtly sexual and that our mind is just always sexual. And because of that, they're like, I can't wait to hear what she says when, I get her in the bedroom or whatever. Yeah, and so I constantly get asked what I tick during the sex and stuff like that. But
No,
yeah.
it is what it is. We're fine.
Mm.
Extendo.
Yeah. But I know a lot of girls come into my Discord. And on my face. And they get a lot of male attention, a lot more than even like the supermodel girls that hop into my Discord because there is something about Tourette syndrome that really does pique people's interest, strangely, and I get it in public too. Like people come up to me and stop me and like, you're gonna stop what you're
It's
doing
the rat.
and tell me your age, whether or not you're single, where you live, and where you like to drink because we're going there right now. And it's like,
Yeah, I had 74 on
Hard
stream
pass.
today, and it was extra, more
Yeah.
so than usual.
yeah, I'm not surprised.
Usually they're just horny for myself and whoever else I have, but today they were just out of nowhere, extra duper. But it's fine. Hey, we rock on.
Yeah, I've been having that like surge of like extra horny people lately,
Quarantine is
like
slapping,
sliding in the
dude.
DMs where like
Quarantine,
usually
yeah.
it'd be desolate, and then there'd be things like, oh, I want to see under that skirt, and I'm like, what? Like,
Mm.
what?
Right?
Leave me
What you
alone.
should do is you
Agree
should
with
wear some pants, like some full long, like shorts,
Yeah.
and just put a gnome over your crotch and flash.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Is that what you think about it
That's how you
Nina,
do.
on your off time?
What
I
was
tell you
that
what, man,
big?
like this is what I don't get right. When it comes to like, oh, I'm locked in quarantine and I'm so horny I can't get laid. I feel like most of chat can't get laid before the quarantine
Yeah.
anyway. Like, what's different?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just an
They're just
excuse for them
like,
to be
they'll be
extra
at the
horny,
house
you know?
anyway.
dude, they're like,
Yeah.
if only I
Break
could get
quarantine.
out.
Yeah.
I'm like, you could get out before and nothing happened. Like, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about?
I think it's that mental thing, isn't it? Where it's like you start adopting the belief, like, oh, it's lockdown, oh no, and then like it starts creating this like mental pressure that like, hey, you weren't even doing anything anyway, dude. But yeah, it's crazy. I've seen people like in real life, like friends that aren't from internet on Facebook posting really kind of like attention seeking statuses, very like and it's
Hell,
like, calm down, man. Like I can feel your boner from like through my phone. Like I can feel it. Stop it, please.
But what I find as well is that like when people say things like, oh, hello baby, I'd totally squeeze that or whatever, like no one has ever gotten a marriage proposal out of that. No one's ever gone, oh, he commented my ass. I'ma marry him now. I don't think that was ever what it was about. Like, I think a part of it must be about blustering and showing, look, I have a penis and it exists and I am a man. Sometimes I forget, so I have to affirm it. And I do that in front of other guys. Look at me. I'm being sexual and stuff. Like, just so you guys know, I have a boner for a girl. See, I'm having a boner for a girl right now.
I've never understood this concept of pickup lines where if a girl isn't attracted to you, something you said would all of a sudden make her want to fuck you. It's always blown my mind that people spend so much money on pickup artist shit. I'm like, if she
and they sit there and they're like, oh, it didn't work because it was a bad pickup line.
Yeah,
like,
no,
all
dude.
pickup lines are bad.
No.
What are you talking about? I've never been like, at first I said no, but then he gave me a pickup line and I thought, you know what, dude? I can kind of see the better parts of you now. Yeah,
Clever
okay.
and funny. Now
Oh shit! Hold the phone. Sorry guys, Greek god just fucking wrecked my ass.
Oh no!
Whoa!
No.
Wow!
Well.
Yo, have you read that book?
That hasn't
The
gotten laid
Game?
before. What's up, Greek?
It's like a whole book on like being a pickup artist, and it like tells you tips on how to like pick people up. And the guy that made it got really famous. It's called Neil Strauss, and it's this book called The Game, and it got so much shit because it was like this whole like pickup artist scene of like just like how to pick up chicks, but not just through chat up lines, but by doing like kind of like
your mom
shitty moves of like, you know, just blanking someone, and like if you find someone hot, you go and talk to her friend and like pay loads of attention to their friend that they're with. Oh, someone's gonna actually.
Sounds like you've read this book, Lou.
Yeah, I have it because he did a really cool. He did this really cool. It's like psychological because then he did the sequel. So the first book, he gets really famous for just shagging a load of women and being really good at basically making women feel insecure so that they feel like they have to subconsciously like prove something to him by like having sex. And then in the second book, it's like all about how he realizes that he has really bad mommy issues, and that's why he wants to sleep around with everyone.
Oh yeah, I read this actually. You're right.
It's fucking
Sort
sick.
of like
It's like the
reformed
uncomfortable truth about relationships. It's fucking sick.
Wow.
So cool.
He went to like various therapists and they talked about how his mom was absent emotionally, so he looks for this. Oh my god, he's me.
I think it was like his mom was doing something called like emotional enmeshment, where like his mom was like putting and opening up to him about these like really deep emotions towards like his dad, and it was like super inappropriate, and then it made him like subconsciously like repel from women that tried to get close to him. It's so fucking interesting.
Wow.
I love that
Charlie
shit.
Brown. Wow, why frown, Charlie Brown?
He's brown. Fuck him.
Wow. But yeah, hi guys. For those of you who stuck around from Greek's shit show, sorry.
Oh.
I love you, Greek. I'm sorry. Wow, it's not a tick. I'm not sorry. Sort out your shit. Thanks for the raid, by the way.
R.I.P.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I hope he's gone. Not because he's bad. I just hope he didn't see that.
Oh, we're gonna send that to him. They're gonna send that to him.
I really hope he's gone.
That has already been clipped and shipped. Go get him.
Fuck's sake. Like, bleh, it adds the pressure. It does. I'm just like, don't fuck it up. Like, you know, nice people have come and like raided you. You gotta be nice to them. And like, Terrence is like, nice, you say. But yeah. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, for those of you who don't know right now, we're all sluts. We're all drinking a little bit, so this might be a slightly more chaotic podcast than you're used to, but we are having a podcast. Wow. Well, speak for yourself, buddy.
You need to stop with this meme. Okay. If anything, I've been asked to cuck people's boyfriends, and it happened one time, and it was weird, and I did not like it. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was in college. They were really nice. I'm still friends with them actually. The guy was a chef.
Yeah.
He wasn't there.
That
But
changed the dynamics of the friendship a little bit. Like you're hanging out with the boyfriend of the girl, and they just both kind of look at you at the same time, and you're like, "No, like that was a one-time thing."
I don't
Stop
know.
looking at me.
My sex tape, and we're still good friends, so I feel like it doesn't really
That is true.
That is, there's go get them.
I keep getting asked to be a couple's unicorn, and I don't like it.
Oh yeah, that is
A
a thing.
couple's unicorn.
A couple
This
of
is-
what?
Let me
This is gonna
explain
happen.
this. Let me explain this. Okay, so bisexuals are usually people, most bisexuals, because it's rare to want to be in threesomes in the first place. A lot of people just want to be loved. That's a very typical thing. So the average person, whether they're bisexual or not, wow, has a bigger dick than you, Bryce.
He hasn't said anything in the last 10 minutes. Why? He didn't say anything. He hasn't done
Did I do
anything.
something to elicit this, Leo? Did I just like stand up? No.
Did you order some food there, mate?
No, I'm looking at myself and I'm thinking, not bad, Bryce, but then I just fucking.
He didn't say anything at all for the last 10.
No, it's fine. I understand.
You just wake up
So
today, you're like,
invested
yeah,
in
it's a
the
good day
story.
today.
Some men aren't as big as others, alright?
Right?
Okay.
Listen,
Orange
man,
is enough.
it's cold in
Enough.
Scotland, all right? Cut me some slack.
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold outside today, you know?
Hold up.
Right.
The water's cold.
Hold up. So basically, when you're a bisexual, people
It's out.
people think that you're always down for a threesome. It's like a heavy assumption, but a lot of us just want to be loved and don't really want a threesome, and that's just an assumption about us, right? So I get couples who, because bisexuals that want to be a additional fuckhole in the scenario. Basically, it's like they turn to me and they're like, "Hi, will you fix my marriage for me? Because I'm getting dull in the bedroom, but you're novel and new. So if I let my wife fuck you, maybe she'll love me again. Will you be our unicorn?" And that's how it feels, because they never.
Wow.
I've spoken to bis who've done it, and like they've said, usually they have needs, they have
go get
wants, and it's not about you. You do what they want because it's about spicing up their marriage,
Yep.
and it's not fun. And you're basically a wank, like you're basically getting wanked into by two
yeah,
very
yeah.
bored people.
I may have been put into this situation, but I didn't. They tried to so I was friends with a guy, and he was really cool, and he was in like in a 10-year relationship,
Mhm.
and we were really cool. Like he taught me how to play like the didgeridoo, and we're like really into music. Really cool. Not like that. And he has
so
this like,
random.
so he has this
Cool.
girlfriend, right? And we go camping on the beach, and we set up this like little tent, and we're having a few drinks, and his girlfriend starts to come on to me, and I'm like, and I go look at him, I'm like, what's going on? Like, like, what's going on? Like, am I cool to, ooh. And he's like nods, and he's just like, yep, go ahead. I'm like, all right, okay. And then it starts to try trying to rope him into it. I'm like, no, that's not happening. And it kind of got a little bit awkward, and like it definitely was a vibe of like I think I realized afterwards that like I think they were trying to like get me into their little three-way, because afterwards, like after that, nope, I'm not like doing all three. They went and kind of like recruited another little spirit. And the thing is, they were specifically like looking for like a hippie spiritual type, the type of that. And but I mean, he ended up going and having a walk, and I did end up staying in the tent with his girlfriend. For a little bit. But yeah, it was definitely like, I think if people like try and use you as a plaster to fix their like shit relationship issues or their intimacy issues, like, but I'll fuck your
Here's the thing,
girlfriend.
right? Like, I've been invited to be the third in a lot of places, but I don't think it's ever been for like, can you please fix my marriage, thick boy? Instead, I get like, hey, I want to have sex, and my boyfriend's not scared of you, so he said yes as well. I'm just like, great, cool.
I'm still kind of
Like,
lost
I
on
think
this
that happened-
unicorn term.
My bad. Go ahead, Bryce.
What's
I think
this
the unicorn is like the
rain?
is it the rainbow?
It's
Like
just a rare
LGBT?
thing. No, it just
Yeah.
means that they're
Oh.
rare.
Yeah, it's really rare to find someone
why-
who'll put up
Why
with...
choose something that doesn't exist?
Well, it's just like, 'cause it's just like, it's so hard to find them that it feels like they don't. Like, you be our rare, impossible unicorn, our thing that is so hard to find, because like so many couples want basically a human fleshlight, a magical marriage fixing human fleshlight.
Okay.
And no one wants to be one, so it's a unicorn that anyone will ever like. It's basically as rare as a unicorn to find someone who
I saw
wants to be
one
that.
on Tinder 2 days ago, and she literally said wants to be someone's unicorn. So
That's really
Really?
cool. Yeah,
Never heard of that term before.
she'll be in high demand.
Mm.
Oh yeah. Well, Bryce, what do you mean they're not real?
What do you mean?
Why
Unicorns
do
aren't
you
real.
think
They may
unicorns
be
aren't
the
real?
national animal of Scotland, but they're not real.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys
No,
are a bunch
they're
of
not.
Unfortunately.
No, you're joking. That's not
And I
true.
think
No,
that
I'm
with
really
Wales
not.
as well, like Wales is the dragon and
Yeah,
Scotland is the unicorn. We're just out here, just
Were the people
you know.
deciding that just drunk? They were just like,
Yeah.
You're talking about Scotland, aren't you?
Dragon, mate. Just go.
24/7, mate.
See, like, I believe the dragon because of the flag. Like, Scotland doesn't have a unicorn on the flag. Like, what's going on?
Slide.
Ask me, I have no fucking idea.
Yeah,
I don't
found
know
out,
if
like
it's
not
for
so long
Scotland,
ago,
believe it or
but
not. But
yeah, I don't know if
Is
it's on
the
a
unicorn
flag.
wearing a kilt as well, or like, is it just just a ginger unicorn? I don't understand.
Does it have
it's just
bagpipes?
a unicorn.
Ginger unicorn, did you say?
Got a ginger mane.
Yeah.
Ginger.
It only drinks from a waterfall of own brew.
Hey,
Whoa. Did you just say earn brew?
Yeah, own brew.
Oh,
Okay,
like,
Mr.
piss
my
off
heart.
Andrew.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
oh dear. Iron brew's trash anyway. It's all right.
Wait, do you not like iron brew?
It's garbage.
That's why
You
they.
ever had
He wasn't-
Steel Reserve? You ever drank that
You
shit?
also-
before?
So what?
You ever drank Steel Reserve?
Who what?
Steel Reserve.
What's that?
Mm.
Sounds like something that's produced in my dad's balls, mate.
Yeah, it is not good.
You want some of my steel
malt
reserve,
liquor.
Lucy?
It is not good.
Don't know
bro.
why he's
You know
Scottish.
what, Pice?
but he
You're
is now.
talking
Oh, wait.
too much.
You know, I steal reserve, man.
Why is he offering it to you?
Let me tell you firsthand, Pice. You're right.
I don't know. I just go.
Oh, my
I
God.
take that at a girl once, and I've never been looked at with a more disgusted look.
Or like a growl.
That's such a bad
like,
day.
It's like, this is not my move. Like, do
Yeah,
you
we
think
were on
this
the
is how I
train.
pick
She
people
got up, and I just and she just.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
At this
Like,
point.
if you want to part the women in a club like the sea, right? Just make a like thrust at them or make a noise at them, and they'll just woo, give you a wide berth. They'll be like, nope, not that guy.
Alternatively, you could just.
I don't know why you thrusting made me so uncomfortable, but
just walk into the club wearing a mask of Bryce and just fucking
It's like Moses part of the Red Sea.
head over to the, like, we've got a dance floor now, dudes. Hell yeah,
There you
thanks,
go.
Bryce.
I don't
Well,
like
funny enough,
clubs. This is one of the things I
I am
wanted
a
to talk
really
about.
good
Actually,
dancer.
are you really?
Really
sure
good.
about
No.
that?
I'm like,
I mean,
got all the moves. Dish the cards a lot, you know. Awful.
The
Awful
shopping
dancer.
cart, yeah, exactly.
See, I have the benefit of never needing to learn how to dance because I wink. And you can't hear shit in clubs, so like everyone thinks I'm flirting with them. It doesn't matter, and when everyone's drunk, they're just like, okay, it doesn't matter who they're with. They could be there with their boyfriend, and they just like see me dancing around, and I make eye contact for like a split second, and I'm like, I'm in, hi, and they come like dancing over, you know. So I can dance terribly. All they see is the wink. It's such a nightmare, such a fucking nightmare.
You should just start doing the worm because nobody finds the worm attractive.
I mean,
You can do the worm.
I mean,
I've heard that before.
Listen, do you have the balls to do the worm in the club when there's a bunch of people around? That I'm going home with that person.
That confidence. Just, mwah.
Bagel, those standards, they're kind of down here, right? We want to work on getting them
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit
Yeah,
up
I'm
here.
up
No,
you
no,
know what
no,
I mean?
no, no,
Just
no,
at the
no, 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 no,
level.
no, no. Shh, can it, therapist?
Anita,
No,
back
no.
off, Anita.
No, don't raise your standard.
Drink some water, you're thirsty, Bagel. We need to get the standards from here. We need to raise them up here, all right?
we lost another one. Oh no!
Okay. Don't worry, you're still in the standards, Anita. Don't worry.
Damn. Tough.
Oh my god. Oh no. Oh my god. Everything's going to shit.
Breakfast.
She's had, for the record chat, she's had one drink.
Yeah.
Like, just look at that. Look
No,
at
wait,
that.
she
Look
only
at
had
that
one
action
drink. She
fan.
spilled her drink. She's had
That's
like a
one-
sip of that one.
That's right.
drink.
This is technically the second drink because she spilled the first one. That's a good point. But this is
What's happening? Like your entire setup just crumbling.
Greek, by the way, thank you so much for gifting those 10 subs. And Frito Bandito, thanks for the 5 gift subs. And Jaxu, thanks for the £100. That's fucking insane,
Whoa.
dude. Yeah, we got a
Fucking
dude.
pokes, mate.
We got a legend over here. The most hat laughs I've had in a long time, TY. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, buddy. Fuck off. I am. I really appreciate that.
Your
Wow.
face is so red.
Just wait.
Ah. Well, somebody has to start a counter with how many times Anita and Bagel have a back and forth. Some innuendo going on.
Little ping pong, little
I
flirt,
know.
low key ping pong. That's okay.
Tim
Anita.
together strong, someone said. Indeed. Indeed.
Bagel with the excellent return. Anita, backhand to the other side.
Huh.
She likes
Have
the
you ever watched like
backhand.
women tennis? Like,
Yes,
I don't
have.
know where you're going with this, but I'm so interested.
I don't know,
I know
man. Like
exactly
the
what you're
sounds
going.
I have
that
watched-
the
I know
sounds that they
exactly
make
what
in
you're
women's tennis, man. It's very it's
Aggressive.
It's engaging.
Oh!
mate.
Have you seen
I'm like, and then all you hear is like this, like, oh, whoa, shit.
No, dude, the worst.
Like,
See, like people talk about the
fuck.
grunting being like the worst is when it's like it shouldn't be a grunt, but they're going like, ah.
Have you seen the dude that's married to Venus Williams? He's just like very pudgy, soft guy, and then there's Venus Williams who's just like a specimen of a human being. And every time they take a picture together, he's just there like.
Super hundred and man, yeah. He just
Go
keeps
get him.
pointing to her ring in like every photo. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
check it out, man.
Yeah. He's like a very like normal pudgy kind of dude. He's a nerd. He ran to Reddit, and then he's got this
I
like
have to look this up right
amazing
now.
woman just like wrecking shit everywhere, and he's just like, yeah, snoo all day, dude. Honestly.
Well,
Snoo,
this,
snoo all
is,
day.
this is the thing. Like, so I dated this kind of like dainty guy. He was like about the same height as me. He was like very
Well, you found a
slim.
guy with 4'3"? Holy shit, that's pretty cool.
He was kind of nerdy looking. He's like my glasses and like, you know. And I loved him. I called him Nerd. I was like, hey Nerd, how you doing? Like that was my pet name for him was Nerd, and I was perfectly happy in that relationship. Totally happy, right?
Did you give him swirlies? Just missing the toilet. Hanging
What about
having up his
I
underwear.
love you, nerd.
Give him wedgies.
See you, nerd.
No, like,
See, this
You
is
like this nerd? Yeah, wedgies. You like this nerd, huh?
this is why nobody. This is why
That's
this is
definitely
why Bryce is
like-
single.
What do you mean? I've never given anyone a swirl in my life.
Mhm.
there's a lot more reasons as to why Bryce is single. Just putting that out there.
Oh,
Yeah, that's one of many. We got a long list.
I like how we
But
don't
yeah,
even
he's
register that roast anymore. No one is like, you know what? Yeah. Here it
He's
is.
just like, he's just sitting there playing Animal
We're not
Crossing.
10 minutes into the podcast and it's already roast fucking Bryce Day, isn't
I
it?
know, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mate, you're like the
Yeah.
Sunday dinner. You're the Sunday dinner roast, man.
Mhm.
You're in the oven.
Hey,
Beer gravy,
Oh,
roast potatoes. Ooh.
Wow.
Anyway, you're in the
Anyway.
middle of the story.
Yeah. So basically, I'm a cat. So this guy
And I'm a
Nerd.
dog.
I had this nerdy boyfriend, and we were really happy together. But there was a guy. There was a lot of guys who like would take me aside whenever we went out and be like, "Can I ask you something? Like, why are you with him?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And it's like, "Well, how does a guy like that score a girl like you?" And I'm like,
Okay, Anita.
no, like I have literally been asked that question.
response, okay.
Yeah, I was like, because like I've never really considered myself like that, and I would like I just literally just be like, you think I'm gonna stand here and talk to you after you insulted my boyfriend? Fuck off! Like every time in that situation, I'm just like, I'm done with this. Goodbye. But I used to get it, and I used to think to myself, like, that was when I was introduced to, like, leagues, and people who believed in them in a genuine sense, not, like, in a joke kind of memey kind of way, but genuinely think that there's, like, a genuinely stuck-to format of who will date who, and no one ever deviates from it ever for any reason, you know? Like, people would actually literally look at me and go, so how much does he earn? Sort of thing, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, someone in chat already said he was a billionaire.
Yep.
Fuck's sake.
And he was just like some unemployed student guy that just had a lovely personality. That was it.
And $1
This
million.
hurt so much because I was the guy that got those questions when I was dating my ex. All the time they would be like, "Oh, so like, how long have you two been friends?" And I'm like, "Oh, we've been dating for 3 years." And they're like, "Where did you like buy her?" And I'm like,
Wow.
"What?" They're like, "Dude, like, what's the story here? Like, is this like a cover sort of thing? Like, are you just in the closet?" And I'm like, what is happening right now? We've been dating for 3 years. They're like, "Nah, dude, there's something else going on here. I'm looking at her, I'm looking at you. It's not happening."
You know what, Bryce?
Like,
I've never ever, not Bryce, therapist. I've never ever suspected you of being a little Kappa pride. I've never ever. Now that you said that, you've never given me any Kappa pride vibes.
listen, dude, I put out some energy to some people, man. I'm not opposed to it, but I'm just there like, I don't know what I'm putting out, but these people are picking it up.
Apparently, Bryce and I give off hard Kappa pride vibes, but you know, I
Says
just
who?
realized I've
Hey,
never.
whoa! Who says who?
Bryce. Bryce.
What do you mean I give him?
Bryce.
First of all, why are you using Kappa pride?
Bryce.
This is going on to the whole like, oh my god, that was so poggers kind of conversation. No,
First of all, stop being so weird, champ.
you could just say like homoerotic or something like that. No, just Kappa pride.
Stop being so weird, champ.
Stop being so weird, champ. First of all.
It's his way of affection.
Dance
people.
game.
Yeah, you should
I
take
think you guys like
if he
both have, like, quite a
condescends
warm
to you.
energy. Like a
What'd
really
you say,
like
Lou?
warm, open. Like you both have like, well, all three of the guys actually have like a really like warm, open energy. It's like non-judgmental. So even if someone made a move, it doesn't seem like you'd be really grossed out and like really like horrible towards them about it.
Oh.
Like you seem like really like welcoming and like just, you know, like live and let live kind of attitude. So it's really like, yeah,
It's a
I
hell
was
of a
like quite
couple.
welcoming. I don't think like you guys, like come across like, yeah, like I don't know, like it's just attractive, that warmth, like to no matter what, like gender, you know.
If I could blush,
I want to fuck you all, bye.
And we're
Let's go.
back.
and we're back to regular
We're
Lucy.
getting
had
back
an
to
ad break.
the right track.
Back on there. All right, go get him.
I'd pay
But
for
no,
that.
I do get quite a lot of like approaches from men for like bare energy, and I'm there like, that's like the best compliment you can ever get.
Oh yeah,
Is when a guy comes up to it, they're just like,
there.
"You look like a big dude who could look after me," and I'm like,
What
"You're so
is
right."
a bear
Thank you.
energy?
Oh,
There's a
right.
big hairy gay dude.
It's like the big burly kind of guy. That's like the warm
Yeah.
hugs kind of guy.
Yeah, got
cozy,
medium to extra
warm,
padding.
cuddly.
Mhm.
Okay.
Therapist is a bear.
Yeah.
I'm a twunk. I think you kind of is a twunk too.
What's a twonk?
The fuck-
Halfway between a twink
What are
and a
these
hunk.
terms, man?
I don't know, man. I feel like
I
such a
don't know.
I'm a
boomer.
human being,
Right.
dude. Come
We're
on.
gonna open up,
I'm
we're
a
gonna open
human
up Bryce to a
being.
whole new world of porn after the
Fuck.
stream. It's gonna be great. Yes, so
I don't know much porn. I'm
You've
just
got
like,
like twink, twonk, bears. There's
Otter.
like 7.
There's
Otter.
otter, there's fox.
The fuck's
Why
an
do I
otter?
know so much?
What is a
Otters
fox?
look good on their backs, right? Isn't that how it works?
A fox, I'm pretty sure, is a skinny
They're
hairy
like-
guy, and I think an otter is just a lean, muscular guy.
You know,
And
I
there,
used to be an otter, but quar.
So
has-
all terms that I'll never be
Wait,
associated with. Got it.
whoa.
Yeah,
Like-
these are like male.
yeah.
Um,
Can I even out with some
yeah,
like gay terms?
Go for it.
See that? There you go.
Yeah. So for us, there's the pillow princess.
Okay.
I resonate already.
I love that we had some nicer ones, and Anita's just like, okay, we've got a pillow biter right up here. And I'm like,
That's not what it means.
thanks,
No.
Anita.
No, that's not what that means. Okay, so
Okay, what does that mean?
all right. A pillow
Hit
me with it,
princess
then.
is when you don't put your head anywhere but on the pillow. That's what it is. So like a lady who'll happily receive but will never give. She's a pillow princess. Okay.
I was sitting there going, how is that not? Oh, that kind of pillow. Okay, yeah. I need Jesus now. Thank you.
Wait, what kind of pillow are you talking about?
No, like an actual bed pillow. Her head is
No.
Yeah.
always
Oh,
on the
where my head was
pillow
going.
and never
Yeah.
where you want it to be.
She's the bottom, basically. Is what
Wow.
she is.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
And-
What
The
else?
one that never
And
does
she-
anything.
Yeah, she never does anything. And the stereotype, the stereotype is usually that she's like some hot girl that's barely gay, and someone's just about
Oh.
convinced her to be with them. Because usually she likes guys, and so she's not really good at anything yet, and she's not really used to having to put any work in because she's been with guys, and you can just look at a dick hard enough and it'll come. So like she's
Just
a pillow
sounds like-
princess.
Sounds like spaghetti.
That's a
actually, yeah.
superpower right there. Looking at a dick hard enough and it just comes, you know?
I don't know why she thinks she has like hypnotic nut power. This isn't the
Yeah, this is a whole other.
This is-
Yeah, exactly. Right.
This is actually how Anita fights crime, Anarchy. You know what I'm saying? She puts on a
She just
costume,
looks at
goes out at
people
night,
like,
sees
oh.
the burglar breaking into a house, and just like looks at him. He nuts is now tired for 10 minutes. And the cops come to
Tired, goes to sleep for like a few hours. You know.
I'm not the I'm not the hero that he needs.
Apparently, she has a bad track record with guys because you can just look at these guys hard enough and they'll know. I'm sick. I'm sick of this.
This is her, dude, this is her origin story. This is how she finds out that she's meant to be fighting.
No. This is how I found out that I like women. Okay, that's.
Honestly, same.
No, this is perfect. That's your arch nemesis. It's a female criminal, and she looks at you like your powers have no effect on you.
That's pretty good. I'll give you that, dude.
Apparently, I'm Captain Orgasmo.
Can we shut that down right now? I don't.
I can see like the fan art already.
She's just in a suit, like.
Yeah, just like this, like with a big, gigantic, like. Cock in, like I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, her insignia is just like the wet emoji, you know.
Her calling star is an eggplant, just, you know.
Or like Craigasm.
Yeah, her bat signal is the Craigasm. Absolutely.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut, and then I grew up and I'm listening to tales about Captain Orgasmo. So life takes.
Yeah,
then you can hear the tales in space. You know.
I love how it's already progressing into the shitstorm that we said it was going to be.
We haven't even got to question. We haven't even got one question done yet.
Dude, I was sitting there writing. I was like, all right, topic. I got to brainstorm. We need this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, stream. So let's talk about Anita making people orgasm. Still get them.
Sounds like an
Good
interesting
questions,
topic.
though. I contributed one, and then I was like, "Fuck, this is shit compared to yours."
Listen, no, that's as much creativity as I'm gonna have for the rest of the year. It's fine. Go get
Just just spur it into that wall.
Read the podcast. Yeah.
Whoa.
Huh.
So I'm gonna go for a few seconds. I just need to do a couple of things, if that's okay with you guys.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
This is
leave you in
appropriate time
charge.
to have a little.
Oh no.
Water closet break.
Yeah,
water closet break.
Water
everybody.
closet break. Okay, I'm gonna put the Be Right Back screen on for a sec then, guys.
Okay, good.
Yep. Water closet break. Let's go.
We're not there right here, Anarchy. I mean,
What?
I mean, unless you say so, you know.
All right,
I'm so
we're on the Be Right
confused.
Back
Go get 'em.
screen, okay?
I'll be back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom too.
Okay.
I should probably make some water out.
Don't break the
Everybody
seal.
has to go pee.
It's mistake
Yeah.
number 1, man. You can't break the seal.
We should synchronize swimming. Come on, let's go.
Let's match our pee breaks. Go get them.
I'm wearing my
Can
swimming
you still
cap.
hear us? I hope.
Give us
not.
some ones if you can hear us, chat.
I-
Let's hope. Let's hope so.
Yes, they can.
All right, perfect. Well,
That's
listen,
not
chat. If you're ever at home and you have a partner come over and you want them to have a Captain Orgasmo, make them look at some display posters. Chat, did you know
You
that
are
if you
the
click
worst
that link,
person on this fucking planet.
if you click the
Don't
link in
you
the back,
dare.
in the channel
Shut the fuck
description
up right now.
down below,
I don't want to hear this.
you can get yourself some sturdy,
Stop being such a
stylish,
chill.
and easily displayable posters, chat. Let me tell you, every time you look at that wall,
So fucking-
you'll be having a Captain Orgasmo yourself.
You're so fucking.
Click
Such
that
a
link down
sellout,
below,
dude.
get a discount, and get an Orgasmo.
Such a fucking sellout. Holy shit, dude.
Thank you, Display.
You want that displayed sponsorship so fucking bad. Go get them.
Dude, they owe me some money.
They definitely do not. Unbelievable.
There has been a lot of sales that have been made. You're welcome, Display.
You are the
Oh, she's
absolute
back. That
top
never
tier
happened.
sellout. That is unbelievable. How much of this? I'm glad Anita wasn't here to win this shit. Honestly, go get her. I'm actually a little upset at you, therapist, for that one. Go get him.
What?
All
I
right,
don't
I'm
want.
back.
I don't want to give him any more clout for what he did.
Had to go to the bathroom. What's up, Anita? I'm back.
You can just take a look at your chat and assume what the fuck went on. Fucking awful. Top tier sellout. Go get him.
What's top tier sellout? What?
Therapist is a top tier sellout. Is what happened. He
I
took
don't know
the
what you're
time that we were gone to advertise Display for
Oh my
everybody.
god.
No.
Thanks, man.
Anytime.
He's got breakfast.
And I was gonna ask him. We're gonna have a nice conversation. He decided to sell out.
Hello, fans.
Oh, hello.
Okay, is
Oh,
everybody?
you guys all
a
actually
second
came
ago?
back at basically the same time.
Because it's
That-
quite a generic amount of time it takes to pee, especially if you push. Especially if you've been drinking all at the same time.
Hang on, what?
Don't push too hard. You don't want to get a hernia.
Too late.
Shit.
As a girl, do you ever get those peas that like they just go on for
Aggressive?
ages, and if you can like thrust it and it just keeps going more and more?
100%.
Mhm,
Every
yes,
time.
Oh, all the
I don't know if
time,
that's
yeah.
a,
All
you
the
can do it
time.
as a guy too. Like
Yeah,
it's
I
just
don't
like
know.
it's just the never
You
ending
just,
pee.
you just sit there
Yeah, it's
screaming at it like, stop!
Yeah, pretty much.
Stop. Why are you all like this today?
Maybe
I
today.
I feel like I'm really chill today compared to.
I know.
I saw you
Like-
take your CBD and you're still
It's not
somehow saying-
CBD. It's like flower remedies. Like
Oh, okay.
yeah, mate. I don't take CBD anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore.
I forget
Fair
that I was
enough.
raised Catholic until I talk to you guys, and my skin just burns every time you guys say something wild. I'm
You're
just
just
like,
like,
Here.
the sins.
I'll hang here. I'll hang
Press
something
X
on
for
my mic
doubt.
for you.
oh god, even
There you
worse.
go.
Even worse.
Oh, dude, I've got look at this, mate. Christian skirt
What?
right here, mate.
I've got an erection.
I've got them all over.
Do you?
Like it's like
Do you?
it's
Go get 'em.
protection.
See, I've got a Christian tattoo as well, but I can't show it because it's against you.
I
Tommy Dick.
I don't know what is with you and Bryce and revealing your body parts on cam, but
What are you talking about?
what am I talking about?
What are you talking about, dude?
Last night. I wish it was just a shirt.
What?
It's so hairy. Go get him.
What is?
Oh, yeah.
You look like a bear, unironically, dude.
What?
Do you not remember last night? Oh my god, Bryce.
That's like a
Wait,
pickup line
what?
and a half.
You don't remember last night? Oh my god, Brian.
I do remember.
Oh, my God.
Like, we're enjoying each other.
It wasn't. It
Doing
wasn't
some
special
sort
to
of
him
body
at
part.
all.
You should ask
Oh,
Alina.
actually, you know what, Anarchy? I just thought of body hair, and then I thought last night. I remember now.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
there
yeah.
with
What
Bryce.
happened last
Yeah.
night?
What happened last night?
Spill
What?
the beans.
Bryce
Let's just
basically took his
say-
pants off for all of us, and
If I were to give you an impression of what happened, we would get
Yeah.
banned.
we would get that.
Oh,
He doesn't
Bryce-
remember. That's hilarious. Yeah,
Bryce
yeah,
got a
yeah.
little tipsy and started revealing something
We've
else
all
little.
seen your shaft now, Bryce. That's all. That's all.
Right, I'm pretending I didn't hear the statement.
I'm
that's
so
coming out of your
lost
mouth,
right
David.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's probably
you're
good that you
fine.
don't remember, honestly.
Yeah, it's probably a good
were you
thing.
like really drunk or something?
He must have been if he doesn't remember.
Well,
You
yes.
seem pretty clear.
Yes.
No one can tell with you anymore.
Believe me, Bryce, Anarchy and I wish we could forget like you could. So
It was
it's
so
fine.
when I close my eyes, I can still see it.
You know when you like
usually with
done
Harry
too
people,
much?
What
you
you're
can
saying
see,
is
like-
I need to do a bit of self-care.
yeah, with Harry people, you usually can see some skin underneath. No, this is just like
I don't know how much. I don't know how much care is
Wolf.
going to help, to be honest. But like, good luck. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it's like a machete start. Like,
You know, Bryce. You know when you trim the hedges and like the root of the tree looks bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh my god.
I don't think there's enough hedge to make that look bigger. But like, good luck.
Somebody came in my chat the other day and they were saying about, oh no, like so plastic surgery, you can like make it bigger. And they were saying that there's 3 inches inside your body. This is for men, not for women.
Yeah.
Like and that they can pull out.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
pull
so
it.
they basically make an incision around and pull it out. The problem is that gets rid of like the counterweight, so you can actually snap your dick without the kind of support. Yeah, really, not like deep love it.
Priceless,
It's
right?
none of that. But as in like you can really damage your
Oh
dick if
my
you get a
God,
dick extension. Yeah.
Did you know
I'm
the people who get the most penis enlargements are black dudes? Because the stereotype is so crazy that most black dudes feel like hyper
So-
insecure about themselves.
I was
Damn,
actually,
dude.
I was
Think of
actually,
that.
I was talking about this. I was like, do you think that the expectation that black dudes have a big dick puts a lot of pressure on black dudes who just have an average dick? Like, I wondered, like, is that a common scenario where it's like black guys with something which any other person would be proud of, or just like, no?
Yeah, no, yeah.
I wonder if it's like the opposite with Asian guys, because there's the stereotype that it's small, and then like when they got, you know, there's like they feel like Godzilla when it's like
Packing
above
some good
average.
heat.
Oh my God,
Wait, I'm sure there's a Godzilla and Asian reference.
you
in
have
there
to?
somewhere
Yes, that's
as
why I
well.
laughed.
Yeah,
I've
right.
actually
It
watched
had to be
Godzilla,
Godzilla.
but that just happened on its own. Sorry,
Well, like-
I don't know if
well,
it's
like, real talk, right?
offensive. I'm
I wonder
sorry.
if that's an interesting point, right?
Oh
Like,
my
I wonder if
God.
Asian dudes
I love you, Lucy.
come
Just like popping around, just like with this big Godzilla dick.
Godzilla Wang.
every time they turn left, it attacks another building in Tokyo. But here's the question, right? I wonder if we're going off stereotypes, do you think Asian dudes on average are just more comfortable with what they're packing because that stereotype exists? Whereas the opposite for black dudes, if you're a black guy with a small dick, you probably feel that way harder. You know what I mean? Like that hurts more. As in from like an
Should we be all educational and look at the average penis size statistics?
Yes, I was.
Already
I looked at
Where,
this.
though?
I
But
have
like I already know it. Is that
No, no,
I
no.
think the UK has like I think it's like the 13th largest average, because there's a list where it's like for each country it goes from like the largest
Yeah.
average. Me and my roommate were looking at it. I was
my
just
home country,
curious.
the average is
We're not looking
8.
at pictures, just
Oh,
the
really?
statistics. Just
10.
facts, yo.
is it sad that I already know?
Oh, it's
I mean,
color
yeah.
coded.
A little bit.
We all already know.
It's color coded.
Is
Okay.
it color coded?
It's color
I'm pretty
coded,
sure
which is so
Nigeria is number one. Like, yeah.
Well, West Africa in general. Those fucking I can't go into that, but West Africa in general.
There's a really big thing in England where like old retired women go to Gambia to like find husbands.
rid
And
of,
when
yeah.
I was younger, my best friend, her grandma had this like compound in Gambia, and we went there over Christmas when I was like 14, and there was a guy called Francis who was like the brother's friend of this guy that she was dating, and he fucking proposed to me in the middle of this club. And it was really, it was such a culture shock too, because like, you know, there's like corrugated tin like houses everywhere, and like we went to this like club, and me and this girl, we were the only white people. Yeah, and I was only about, I think I was 12, and I'd lied and said I was 14. And it was weird. There was prostitutes and just like, you know, just doing the thing, and it was like, whoa. But yeah, this guy got down on one knee, and like it was really funny because like I was like looking over to my friend, and I was like, no. And, I don't want to do the accent because to feed you into the story, but it's like, you know, come with me, right? That really British. Come with me, Lucy. I want to talk to you. I have something to ask. And I was like, oh my God. And he was like in this white suit because it was his birthday. It was his 23rd birthday, and I was 12, and he thought I was 14. And then he got down on one knee and was like,
that doesn't make it better.
Well, no,
I love
she's
you.
yeah.
It's
Will you
probably
marry
good
me?
sleep, yeah.
And I was like,
Take a rain check on that.
yeah. And like my
Okay.
friend, I could see her over in the distance laughing, and it was just like, oh my God, it was horrible. I think I actually got trauma from that. I feel sick. I feel sick talking about it.
Yeah.
I remember
Well, this
so
is the-
much from living over there because I was there till I was like 12 or 13 years old, and it's just such a like weird culture shock being here and being like, wow, this is different. This is fucking different. Go get them.
When I look back, though, I don't know why we so my, it was my friend, her grandma, her boyfriend, and it was like his brother was like kind of babysitting, kind of like looking after me and my friend. But when I think back, it's just like, yo, like why were we allowed to go into this like club? Like we were literally like 13 to 15, like. And
I mean, I can tell you, but that would be a real damper on the stream.
Piss on the stream. Piss on it. They'll love it.
No, I can't.
That's content.
Very weird.
Well, like that's the creepiest part is that like you're sitting there getting proposed to by people when you're 12, while I was like building houses in Minecraft. That's just fucking nuts. I don't think I would have been sitting. I would have been sitting there like, oh god, it's a creeper, and you're just there like, oh god, it's a creep. Like,
Hey, all right, there. I'll give you
like,
that one.
it's like two different sort of perspectives,
Yeah,
man. Like, that's
welcome to womanhood there, Biz.
Yeah.
But like,
that's kind of what I meant.
women! Sorry.
Respect.
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 So we're gonna go through, according to metro.co.uk, which is definitely the
most reliable newspaper in the world.
most reliable source.
Oh my god, look at that! The UK is the #1 in the world.
I know.
Funny you should say that. Right, no. All right, so it's color coded: red, orange, yellow, and green. So red is 3.8 inches to 4.6 inches. Orange is 4.7 to 5.5 inches. Yellow, is 5.
Hello.
Whoa, get out. Wow, 5.6 to 6.2. Whoa, and green is 6.3 to 7.1 inches. So wait. There are bigger than that.
I was gonna say, like,
this is the average, though. This is the average.
No, I understand, but in the Congo, for example, the average is 8.3 inches.
Wow.
This isn't global, then.
There's a big difference between
according to
6 and
this,
8.
the Congo is 7.1 inches. But anyway,
Average.
Average.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So Lucy's like, BRB booking my plane ticket.
Oh, bye.
Hey, no need to go all the way over
I
there.
muted
Lou, I got
everything.
you.
Okay, so the smallest. I'll go through some and then I'll work up to the smallest in the red zone. Okay, so there's China with 4.3, India with 4, Indonesia with 4.6, Iran with 4.6, Iraq with 5.5, and Japan with 4.3, and Korea with 3.8.
Chin chin Gdaisky.
Ooh.
Go get him.
That was a great take, Anarchy. You should keep that one forever.
Fuck off. I'm just glad most people don't know what that is. I need you to fuck right off. I need you to fuck right off there. And we will not talk about that chin chin again, okay? Amen.
Whatever you say, man.
Not by the hairs of my chinny chin chin.
Go get him.
So orange we have Afghanistan 5.3, Algeria 5.5.
All right, that ain't it. Sorry.
It's all right, I suppose. Yeah.
All right, that ain't it.
Australia
Oh.
5.2.
There's a reason I'm popular over here.
Oh my god. All right. You need to delete that whole statement. Therapist is just leave. Thank you.
He has too many clever one-liners, and I hate it.
United States 5.1. Most of the people who watch my stream are American, but I just want you guys to know that our dudes have you beat, because in the United Kingdom it's 5.5 average.
Yes.
What's weird is it says, like, if you look it up just US, it says 5.52 for us. Interesting.
No, this is the Metro. This is a very respected paper. Don't
Yeah,
right.
We're using the finest data a single Google search could find, Bagel, all right? How dare you?
To go off
You don't know
therapist
how hard it is for every guy here to not talk about their penis right now. I know.
Well, I was just about to say.
I don't
to
know
go
about
off-
you. I don't know about you, Aniki, but I heard my dick's pretty great.
Don't invite me, please. Don't invite
Well,
me to talk about
I mean-
it. Okay, I'm trying to be reformed. Okay, trying to be less obnoxious about it.
2 weeks. 2 weeks and you're already reformed. Okay.
It's just
Yeah.
the worst part, like, whenever Anarchy talks about his dick, is it puts the image of me seeing his dick back in my head.
It puts me off for dinner.
And yeah, we don't. Yeah,
I don't want to
I
eat.
don't-
Wait, what?
Hello.
Curtis is an honest man, and he would not lie. Okay.
No, I can say, as much as I despise Anarchy, it's not bad.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's go. All right. I'll take that. There you go.
Right, should we leave?
That was such a shit stream. That stream.
He would
I can't
definitely
believe I
stand
didn't
out
get
in the UK, if you know what I'm saying.
I can't believe I didn't get banned for that stream, honestly. Go get
Wait.
it.
What happened?
We were
What?
scrolling through my Google Drive. There's a video of me piping some girl, and then I earned the nickname Baby Arm Aniki Chad. That's all it is.
Oh.
So you know when you're showing your Google Drive and it's got all your documents and like previews and stuff, like just in the corner was a thumbnail that I didn't need or want or ask to see.
I feel too Christian for this
So
shit.
now,
I feel like
like, you know, when you sort of like when you watch things and you put yourself in that position, I was just looking at that poor girl and just going, no, stop.
Was that live on Twitch? What was that? That was live.
That was the quickest.
Did the
You know
VOD
what?
get deleted?
Okay, he deleted everything. But here's the thing, right? This is the worst part. So he scrolled past it, and I saw it, and I was like, "Anarchy, don't scroll up." And he goes, "Why?" And
Why not?
immediately
Let's go
scrolled
check
back
it
up.
live on stream.
Oh!
Hey,
So basically, for me, I caught a glance and was like, "Oh shit!" And then I got a full view, and I was like, "No,
oh no.
go get her.
And chat, this is why you should check out twitch.tv/AnarchyChat. On the off chance you're also going to see the baby.
Oh
baby
my god!
arm.
I hate that
God.
term, baby arm. Like
am
it
even-
makes my inside
Oh,
like
you'll,
cringe.
Lucy, you'll hate it
Yeah.
even more once you've seen his dick. Trust me. There is nothing more uncomfortable than accurate observations. Let me tell you.
All right, guys.
Okay.
I have a story related to that actually because I had this
Go for it.
very gay friend who breakfast. He's great. He lived with us for a little while. He did a little bit of sex work and stuff. So he was an interesting fella. He had a lot of stories. Okay, and so he was showing us some pictures of this new cat he's got. He's staying at a friend's house, and he's like, yeah, this friend's really great. He's like a really good bud, and I was like, yeah, good for you. And so there's this picture of his cat on his lap, and then there's another picture of the cat on his lap, and then there's another picture of the cat on his lap, and then the cat is gone.
Whoops.
And so are his pants, and there is a rager there instead. It's like cat, dick. And he's like, oh, whoops, and he tries to click back, but he clicks forward because he uses the directional keys. And then the next picture is even closer picture of his dick. Right?
Hey, sounds like all you saw was a pussy. Come on, but
Oh.
let me have it. Let me have it.
You know,
So
we'll
yeah.
keep it there.
So yeah, like this was me and my mom were sat there looking at these pictures on the PC, and I was like young. I was probably like 14. And we were just like, ah! Like we were like, ah! And then like he went to change the thing, and he didn't change it, and it just became a bigger close up of the dick, and it was like, ah!
Judging by how you're describing the photo, it sounds like it's like a flip book. Like you just kept pressing it, kept moving. Like catching a fish, you know? Like oh my god!
I just love how that was the gayest statement. He started showing me pictures of his cat.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've had a moment like that with my sister where she's like, "Oh, Lucy, like, let me show you something," and she's like scrolling, and then it's just like this block of nudes that just like, you know, like they've had a picture session, and I'm like, "Oh, no, no. Like,
Listen, Lucy, when you're in like when you've been in a long-term relationship, right? You find out exactly how many nudes you've sent when you're trying to go through your phone and get rid of everything, and you're just scrolling through months and months of like my nude, her nude, my nude, her nude. You're just like, shit, I got to get rid of all of this evidence. All of a sudden, you go from like 1,000 photos to 12, and you're like, yeah, man.
Dude, I wish I got that
Camera
many
roll.
nudes, dude.
I don't
Dude, I'm
send
telling
me
you,
that.
when
No.
you see your own pictures in your phone scrolling down, it's not
No.
a good time. It's just like it's a scary music. Ah, fuck, not great.
See, I don't take those kind of pictures. I'm no.
That's smart.
You're wholesome.
That's the right call.
Go get 'em.
Wholesome, it's just not.
I'm already kind of
through
drunk.
phases,
not
you
gonna lie.
know. You go through
No, hey, no shade. I'm not shading anybody that's done it, but like I don't.
Never have
Yeah.
I ever sent a nude.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well.
Oh well, come on.
Well, yeah. I was like, wait a minute. No.
I feel attacked.
Wait, Anita, did you drink? Have you not
Huh?
sent a nude before?
She didn't drink, no.
Fucking, you're just cute, mate. You're
Or
cute.
I've never taken a picture of myself for like to send to somebody. No, because Like, who trusts men in 2020 with your
Exactly.
nudes?
Like I've been in a lot of
I
like
trust men in
online
2020.
online
Only said nudes for
relationships.
women, Anita.
My last relationship, I met him on World of Warcraft. We were raiding, mate, and it was like whispers, you know, like, "Oh, little cutie, you want that trinket?" And yeah, no, like I've been through a lot of like I've actually had more experiences with online relationships than I have like real life relationships.
Go get him.
So like a lot of that was like, you know, a little bit of note sending and, you know, talking on the phone and falling asleep together and things.
Lucy
on
is
the
saying
phone.
she
So
got
that's so
two
cute.
different kinds of mounts, you know?
What?
We got two different kinds of
Like
mounts.
mixed amounts that day. I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm so lost.
Two different kinds of mounts.
Mounts.
Mounts and WoW.
But-
Mounts.
Oh, a mount in WoW. Right, I get it. I understand now.
We're just
Thank
doing
you
never
for
have I
explaining.
ever now. Oof.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so those topics we're going to talk about, right? Hang on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love how it really has like a signature Aniki mark where it's like, how much longer will we be alone?
That wasn't me. No. That wasn't
Who
me.
wrote that one? Because
I
that
did
one
the
made
last-
me
That is-
sad.
That is so
And
funny.
I was like,
that one.
That
why
was
are you-
me, and I
and I
love
was
that you're
like,
just like, Aniki, you okay?
No, go get him. I
How
did the
much
last stick.
longer
No, the
will we
last
be
stick for me.
alone?
The lonely
Like-
she was therapist. Go get him.
Like, speaking of being alone, yeah, I don't even. They said I'm not estimated to go back to work till next year. Next
What?
year, and we're
What
5
do you
months
do
in.
for work?
I work in an airport.
Oh.
that
And next
actually
year,
makes
I don't go
sense.
back to because there's people with seniority that's like above me
Oh, okay.
in my
Yeah.
department. So they're like, oh yeah, we're only opening with 4 people until like all like we have 6 phases that we're going through. And we haven't even started one yet. We don't start it until the 15th of May, and that's if it works. So they're like, yeah,
Oh
you
my
don't
God.
start until like maybe next year to mid next year. And I was like, what?
That's insane, man.
Damn,
Go
dude.
get
I mean, at least
Thank God for
you're like
unemployment.
keeping your job. At
Yeah, at least
one
I get it.
point,
Well, I
you know
got
what mean?
furloughed,
Yeah.
so no, not really. But I get paid for the furlough, thankfully.
Yeah, I
Is
see.
furlough quite a lot? Because that sounds fucking sick. A year with no work and you get some money for it. but
It's
unless
less
it's
than what I
shipping.
normally make. I'll tell you that.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's okay. I don't really. I'll live.
Fair enough.
Hey.
Well, I guess that's a pretty good segue into the quarantine topic, huh, Anita?
True.
There you
Well,
go, I
I
gave
don't
you
know.
a segue.
I'd rather, to be honest, fuck that shit. I want to ask what advice you'd give yourself, if you could speak to like your past self. Like, what do you wish you knew like a few years ago? Like,
Oh,
if you teleported
easy, I
to
got
little Bryce, what would you say?
I know.
Make sure the ass is clean.
Ah.
I've heard that eating bum tastes
My
like
man.
cilantro. I don't, or
No,
like, I
it
don't know what the
doesn't.
British
What the
equivalent is. Is
fuck?
it pop-
Okay, I don't want to reveal too much about
Okay,
myself, but
Yeah, you
can
can.
I just say absolutely not? What are you talking about?
I've not done it. I
Not
just
taste
heard
like
it.
cilantro.
I'm just
No, we've
asking
done it. It does
questions.
not taste like cilantro. Anyway,
Maybe if somebody's only eating cilantro. Like, what are you talking about?
I don't know.
Right. Okay. To bring it back to wholesomeness, if there's something I
Yeah.
could tell myself when I was younger, I didn't like accept
Hyder!
myself. That too. I didn't.
Hyder! Sorry. Hyder! Why you running, bitch? Sorry.
I didn't
He
like
just comes
accept
back with a
myself.
black eye, like, thanks, Anita.
Aw.
Yeah, what's up, Bagel?
I would say like I didn't like accept myself fully until
Oh yeah.
I was like 18, I think roughly. Because there was points where like I love and hated like things about myself. And like I was very closed off and like reserved with like my feelings and how I felt about other people. So it like damaged like dating and being in relationships and stuff like that. So I would go back and tell myself that like it's okay to be in love with whoever or to date whoever or be happy with whoever, because like ultimately it's just your happiness that matters and what you want to do. And not really worry about the stress of other people and their ideas. Because, especially as a kid, like your teenage years, especially as a young woman, I think are the most forming of your life and put the most damper on like everything that you do when you're older. So like I would definitely like tell myself to just love myself as a person and like take care of my mentality and mental health a lot better than I did when I was younger, if that makes sense.
I like that answer.
I really
Yeah.
like resonate with that. Like not caring what people think. Like I think if I could go back and tell myself something. So I grew up with a best friend who had BPD, and she instilled like a lot of behaviors in me of like self-judgment. Because she had very like black and white thinking about things. So it was always like you were either their enemy or the hero.
One or the other.
And
Yeah.
I didn't really grow up with like knowing that like what that like how she thought wasn't healthy and normal and things like that. And I think like yeah, like self-acceptance, and also too like just because somebody else like doesn't value you and see your worth doesn't mean like you're worthless. I think is like a really, really big one. And also like you don't have to like be of use or like do or be anything more than who you already are to deserve you know, like good things in your life, or like just like love and to be like accepted. Like you don't need to, you know, do like crazy feats or, you know, give people like all of you, you know, like time and attention and
Just
things
your
like
dick.
that. Yeah, just gotta sit the dick good and that's all you gotta do. Okay.
I would say, like, it's really interesting that you bring up the not caring about what other people think, because I have definitely lived my like whole life like that. But my advice would be, just because you don't care what other people think doesn't mean you shouldn't care what you think. Because I've definitely heard other people like give me advice, recommendations growing up, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'll live my life how I want to live it. But then I wouldn't listen to myself, to what I needed, because I applied that same attitude to how I was feeling about myself. And it was when I started like losing weight and getting healthy again that I was like, oh, it's actually okay to realize there's like problems worth changing. So I would probably just tell my past self to start that a couple years earlier, because I've still got a couple years ahead of me, and it would be really nice to just finish now instead of a couple years down the track. So yeah, probably just start that shit earlier.
To kind of go from the opposite side of that, when you're growing up and you're a teenager, your kind of mentality is, I don't care what people think of me. I don't care what my parents think. You know, I know what I want to be. I know who I am. Your parents know a lot. They know a lot of stuff. And you just completely disregard that when you're younger. It's not until you're older that you kind of like realize that what they're saying is kind of true, because they've lived this themselves and they're just passing their own experience on to you. And you're like, oh, so you know, recently I've only come to this realization that a lot of stuff I'm living right now has happened to my mom and my dad and my grandparents before that. So I'm just like, well, they said this in the past when I was younger, and I never listened to it. And this is where I am now. So I don't know whether that's like a way of life.
Yeah. You're just there like, I used to think you were so full of shit, and now I've just done what you've said and it worked, and I hate that so much.
True.
Like,
True.
Yeah.
But I
Like,
guess that's
for
just
real.
a way of life, right? Like you have to experience that. You have to be like, oh, they're telling me that, so I have to go against that.
Yeah,
So you can
and you have to like
experience yourself and
touch
then
the
tell
oven
everyone
to
else.
learn to like, you know, it's like that whole like, you have to get burned so you learn to not touch things.
Yeah,
Like you have to like kind of go through the process yourself to like fully understand and like integrate like the lesson and understand the reason why you should do those things.
Like, yeah, like I would say, like, to touch on like the parents thing, like I grew up like admiring, I still admire my mom and my dad, because I think they are the most important, like they're obviously the most important people in my life, so I value their opinions and like what they say, and I take a lot of the stuff they say to heart. So I'm like, I'm thankful that my mom, especially like with getting jobs or, you know, school and stuff like that, she took it like seriously, but not enough to be like, if I had a failing grade, she wouldn't like shoot me down in the dirt, like, and be like, oh, you need to do better, et cetera, et cetera. She's like, your life is going to be how you plan it and how you do it. So like hearing like the words like, I'm proud of you, or the person you've become, because I've, you know, followed their advice, right? Like I've always been like a very, I want to say, respectful person, just because of them, the way they raised me, in the sense that like I really do take like work and stuff like that very seriously and very personally, because it's like my mom is a great person and she gets all these compliments and she's just so great at what she does. I want to be that. So like I'm thankful. Like they're the two people that I admire the most in my life. Yeah. Sorry, Mom. I know you can hear me somewhere.
Just keeps peeking out like, thank you. She's like, I love you, baby.
She's just crying, hugging her like, I raised you good.
Yeah, but I admire them a lot. They're like the most important. My mom's my best friend, so like that's always going to be a thing.
It's important that you hear that as well, right? Because definitely when I was younger, I never really heard a lot that you mean something. That you definitely, your life is going somewhere. I never really heard that. And it really takes a toll on you. And like only when I was like 20, 21 years old, I realized that maybe I am more impactful on people's lives and my own life than I was once told.
I think you kind of give your parents more slack as you mature as well. Like I used to have a pretty negative, like very aggressive relationship with my dad. We're very standoffish. We're both very overpowering personalities, just doesn't gel well together. But then as I've grown up, it's kind of hit me that like, oh, my dad's dad died when he was like 11. So like all things considered, he's done pretty well going most of his life without a dad to then being one. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have the same experiences to draw from. And as I've grown up, I'm like, you could have been way worse. Like
Yeah.
you've done well. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, that's my dad. He also lost his dad when he was 18 and he was homeless because he lost his mom and his dad actually at a very young age, 2 different things. Yeah, so like when I hear like them, because my dad doesn't really talk about his past, but like any information that I get based on them, like in the past, like I take to heart because I'm like, you've been through all this and here I am, like, and you take care of me and you do anything for me, and you've never had that in your life. You never had the people that would love and take care of you besides each other. So like my dad's been a cop, like he's been through it all, so he's seen it all, he's done it all, like really. So like I really like look up to him and admire him in the sense that like he had nothing and then became something in life and like did something with his life with my mom. So it's like it's crazy like to think the things that they've done and then help me become a better person or be the person that I am because of those things. So like I love it. They're good people.
Yeah, I'd love to like add like we were talking about like self-esteem and parents and things like that. Like as someone that's like come from a background with like, and I don't know if it's like a British parent thing, but like dad wasn't around and then it was just like single parent mom kind of thing. And like I think like something I'd like to give advice like to my past self as well would be like learning how to like self-soothe and comfort myself, because I think that and also too like, so when you grow up with like very little like validation and support for who you are as a person, you can become really guarded and like defensive about yourself, and like you always have this wall up because you're trying to protect yourself from like being traumatized more or rejected more. And it's actually, I'm 25 now, and it's only something that I've been working on in the last like 6 months, is this huge guard that just like pushes everyone else away, and this like false mask of self-assurance and so much self-reliance, because that was all that I knew how to like operate as. Like I couldn't rely on anybody else. I could only rely on me. And I think like there's a lot of people that are like that, and they become like really guarded, and they don't let anyone else in, and they never want to open up and like lean on other people. And it's when you kind of put that kind of wall up to protect yourself, like you don't only keep other people out, you keep yourself out as well. And
100%. Yep.
you can't like, there was a period of time where like I couldn't even feel in my own heart properly, because like I was so guarded and I had so much like tension like all in my back, because the thing is like even in your muscles it's like tense, like it's like trying to keep up this like guard. And it's been so like liberating to start taking that down, and I wish I would have done it sooner, because like actually feeling like connected to people, like I feel connected to people, and I feel like I finally understand. Like I'd always be on the outside looking in at like people having friendships and like connections and friendship groups and really like healthy relationships, and how they'd like connect and speak and have fun with each other. And I'd always like look on the outside and I'm like, why can't I have that? And I'd realized that it was just like this big God. And I noticed too how my family all have that now. Like my family all have that, and now I'm the one that gets to like break that family curse. I'm the one that can heal that, and then I help, like I talk to my family about it and help them through these guards. And like it's also just like this big self like repeating cycle of like self-rejection and like just trying to keep everyone else out and like be this like super hardworking crazy.
I feel like that is a British thing though, because my family's certainly like that. We're definitely like you. We don't share emotions, we don't talk to each other, and that's another point I'm going to make in a minute. But we don't like talk about how we feel. We just sort of like basically knuckle down, get it done with. You get your praise later on when it's just done. But like you kind of need that praise in the moment to get you through what you're doing. But also, this goes out to like all these children with like single parents looking after them. Make sure you praise these single parents, because my mom looked after me and my 2 brothers when we were growing up, because my mom and dad divorced when I was very young, but she's done like an incredible job. And I don't think I never gave her enough credit when I was growing up. You never really think about that. You definitely should give your mom and your dad credit for what they've done, raising you alone.
I can say, man, she's going to appreciate that credit really much now that you've
totally
gone through it all and you've had that maturity to realize what's happened. I guarantee you, when she hears that maturity from you, she'll be like, all right, I did my job, like I've raised him well.
To go with the to go with the whole like we don't talk about emotions thing. Like it's really hard for me to go to my mom now and be like, hey, well, you've done such an amazing job. Like even after me being like, hey, well, I can talk about my emotions. It's still really difficult to go and be like, you're such an amazing person. You're so inspirational. You've done what
How
you've
would
done.
she react, do you think, if you did that?
Exactly. I don't know. I think she would be really taken aback.
I feel like she would be.
I've done that to my dad, and like, because I was like, I've been on like, so as I said, like a lot of my stream is all about this like self-development journey. I love diving into like my own like trauma and like issues and like really working them out. And I ended up just like proper making this bold, big dick feels that like move to my dad. And I was like, Dad, you know what? Like, I'm really fucking proud of you. Like after everything that you've gone through your life, like I just really love and appreciate you. And like I love everything that I've like inherited from you. And like his face was just like Monka W and like and started tearing up. And like I just gave him a hug. And like, yeah, I think when people are like, again, that guard that they have up, it's like, no, you know, it's trying to always keep you like at arm's length. But when you just like step in close, like making that kind of move, it bridges that gap. And it's like you got to develop that strength in yourself though, to like, if they don't open up, if they step back after you do that, like it's okay. But it's really good. I feel like a lot of the time, like we actually sometimes parent our parents. Like we teach them so much about love too. It's not just them parenting us, but I feel like we can teach our parents a lot as well, you know. And I know that like it's really scary to like kind of
connect with your parents.
Confront
yeah,
that
well,
and
exactly.
connect.
Yeah, right.
But it's been really fucking healing, like on my end, to
Well,
like
you're
make
saying
those
that,
like bold moves.
Even though your dad's got anime eyes on his butt, he's still.
My dad has tattooed anime eyes on his butt. Yeah,
your dad's awesome.
Well, you really need to appreciate that
great.
your parents need to hear this stuff as much as you do, right? They need to hear that they're appreciated and they're loved, and they're just so amazing. Yeah.
The thing is too, like the reasons why they have the behaviors that they do, where they don't express that, is because they probably didn't have that either. It's not something that's like been, you know, warmed into them, and like they probably need it just as much as like you needed it.
No, they don't love you. Go down in fire.
A little bit. Probably half true. Just a little bit.
Man, it's like you don't have to work to be their kid. They have to work to be your parent.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like, I feel like as well as like people hold their parents to a standard that like they're supposed to be the people that keep it together and don't really like take away from the fact that they're also people too, and they're also human. Like just like I'm human and I have emotions and I get sad or I get depressed or things get stressful, they are also those people. People with emotions that have feelings and things that are hard. So like it took moments in my life to realize that my parents are like more than just parents, that they're not the people that have to take everything for me when something goes wrong, that I have to be there as their daughter or like as another person to say like, hey, I appreciate everything you do, like loving me, giving me a place to live, like just taking care of me and making me the person I am. Like overall, I feel like I don't do it enough. Like even with just in general with people, is that I feel like I don't tell people enough that like I genuinely care for them and I'm proud of the people they've become, because like everybody loves to hear that, in the sense like because it means something, no matter what you've been through or whatever guard you have up or whatever person you think you are. Just someone being proud of you, I think, carries a lot more weight than people like to admit. Like think, you know,
mate. You're all.
I'm proud of all of you guys.
I kiss you, and I want to see naked pictures of you.
Mint.
I want to hold your
Fucking
hand.
mint.
You're all fucking mint.
You're fucking mint, mate.
I do want to say to the people in chat as well, and even some people here, I know a lot of people aren't fortunate enough to have good parents. And I hope you know that when we're talking about this, we're not just talking about mum and dad.
Yeah.
We're talking about whoever was there when they were bringing you up, because I guarantee all of you at some point in time have had that kind of like mentor figure or a friend look after you or whatever. This isn't just a strictly mum-dad issue. This is whoever was there for you when you're growing up.
Inspiration.
That's why I was touching on that. Yeah, like that's why I was touching on like the friend thing, is because like I have friends now, especially with like the community that's here now, that have all been really great people that have helped me through things like when I'm sad or been there when I needed them. So like I really appreciate them. Though we may not know each other in person, they're still people that are family to me, like regardless, even in the short time that I've known them. So like I think any person that is there for you in a sense that like they show that they care and that they're genuinely invested in you, make sure you love them and tell them that you love them, because I know it means a lot more when you hear it yourself to like hear those words of being like, I'm proud of you, or like I'm
You're
so
well
thankful for you.
kind. You've got like a really nice energy, and
Thank
that's
you.
really like warm heart.
I'm just gonna take a drink so I don't cry. 1 second.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna start blushing.
Guys, what's going on?
Wait, glasses time. Wait, I don't want. They're not shaved.
They're not shaved. Right,
Hello.
there
Just
you
cover
go.
your eyes, Lucy. Just cover your eyes.
Oh,
man.
I'm so
Yeah,
blind.
not here anymore.
Look at the flowers, Lucy. Look at the
But yeah, like
flowers.
Say something about the flowers.
The flowers, yep.
The flowers.
But like for all of you in here, of course, like I love you guys and appreciate you and all the friendship, and like everybody in the community who's been just great people who've reached out and been like, "Are you okay?" Like I love you all, and I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of the people that you all are, and the great
Go get
sense
'em.
that you're just there for each
Got
other. Like you are all amazing people with amazing personalities, and you mean
Mm.
the
You know
world
what
to
was
me.
really cute? Like at the end of last stream, like that little like love session that we had,
Had
like
Yeah.
off camera, off everything, just
That wasn't
like.
off camera. The
Oh,
VOD
that
worked.
was- well,
The
yeah,
VOD
it was
they all
on
saw
camera,
that.
but like off stream, it was just like I just love you. It was so nice. It's so good to like openly appreciate. Like,
Well, that's just called being drunk, but it was still nice.
yeah, that's true.
You know what, Anarchy? I'm gonna say, man, you're all right. You're an all right kind of
Ah,
guy.
what about
Oh
the
my
rest of
God.
us? I'm
Yeah, well, that- yeah, Nikki.
And Nikki, you're beautiful.
Yeah, Nikki, fuck you.
You
I
got
want to
that
say
awfully
actually,
quiet.
I wasn't gonna pipe up on this subject at all, but like I don't know, and I know nobody meant any shade by it, but I do think that there are a lot of people that actually don't have. Go get him, Tiger. That figure. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a really funny I like to tell on stream about how I spent about an hour arguing on the school bus one day in 4th grade because some kid was telling me that human beings weren't made of dirt, but I was sure that we were made of dirt. I was like, of course we're made of dirt, right? And that's because I grew up in effectively a fucking cult. Like we would wake up at 3 a.m. and go into the middle of a field, sub-Saharan, and just do all these weird prayers and shit.
Mhm.
And effectively, it didn't realize that like actually my family is crazy, and I got a bad touch as a kid, and all this crazy shit happened just because I'm surrounded by people who, not through any fault of their own, but through just generational shit, have just been bred and born with like fucked up, cultish sort of shit going on. And I would have told myself and anybody else that was in a similar situation where, I don't know, maybe you don't have that good parent or that good friend or that good random person who watches out for you, that like it's okay to fend for yourself, and it's okay to have to like handle your own shit. And like I don't know.
100%.
I mean, I don't know. I don't fucking like I really do appreciate mushy shit. I do. Go get them, because like I think that's nice to have, but like I don't like tough guy, right? But I don't do that.
Well,
shit
it's
anymore,
good
but
that it's good to have the
it's
mushy
like
shit, but it's
after-
also good to have that wake up call as well. You know, that one thing that isn't like, you know.
Yeah, it's like
the mushy shit.
self-reliance. You know, that self-reliance and
Yeah,
strength that's like
there-
found in
there's-
yourself
yeah.
and not like coming from something mush. And like, you know, when I was saying earlier about how like that big God thing, like, because like I love my parents like now, but like there was some really fucked up shit, and like I like raised myself, not as like I don't know, like I relate to that, like you know, like fuck.
No,
yeah,
I think
like,
the point I want to make is that it's okay to give up on people, because like I moved away from my family. I was in California and I was living my best life, but then my mom got sick and I was like, okay, maybe I should come back home and like give it another shot. And then I came home, and I gotta say that's like one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made, because I'm sitting outside like, damn, am I gonna chuck myself off something today because of how fucking awful my family's being? You know, I think like for some people, not to be like upset about go get them about anything, but like for some people, maybe you're just not lucky enough to have that shit, and that's fine, because like here we are still just fucking cracking jokes and having a drink and doing okay. I quit therapy last week, but the last thing my therapist said to me was that like, not this fucker right here, but an actual therapist, was that like a lot of us don't realize how good of a fucking job we're doing. Just keeping it together. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't
and,
want
like,
to pipe up too much, but like a lot of us are doing a really good job
I
just
think
fucking
it's good
hanging
for you
out.
to like
you know what I
share
mean?
like that perspective though, and that like end of things, you know, like
It's
because
all
like
right. It's no big deal, but it's just like, yeah, it's a lot of you guys are doing okay, you know? So you
Like-
guys all right.
Like, and to say like, as far as family stuff like that, like yes, some people are blessed to have amazing parents. That's not to say that your parents can't be toxic or bad people or people that aren't good people in your life. They're just, like I said, they're also human, so they could be bad people, and you could be upset with the situation that you're in, and that's totally okay. That's valid to feel that way and to feel like your parents aren't really the people that like that are a good role model in your life, like, and they put a toxic strain on your life. So it's okay to walk away from that and to say, like, you know what, I'm not in a good environment, that I need to do better, and these people aren't helping me be better. Like, that's totally fine, whether they're parents or friends or anybody in your life, or they could be grandma, grandpa, anything. To let go of people is totally okay, and to not hold people to a standard, like, because they're this title in my life, that they need to stay there, and that I'm gonna let everything that they do be okay, even though it's toxic. No, it's okay to walk away.
There's that saying where it's like blood is thicker than, like, you know, it's like blood is thicker than water. It's actually like it's like the blood of the covenant is thicker than water of the womb. Like your chosen family, the people that like you choose to be around, that's actually like so much of a stronger bond than like the water of the womb. Like that whole thing, like blood is thicker than water. Like I don't like my dad's side of the family are quite toxic, and they're very like keep themselves in like shit patterns, and they're like, oh yeah, blood is thicker than water. And I'm like, no, like it is the blood of the covenant, the blood of your chosen family, like even your church, your religion, your community, like that can be so much thicker than the water of the womb. And don't ever like subject yourself to like toxic
No,
shit.
yeah, no, 100%. I got
For those
homies. Like I
labels,
got
yo.
both. We roll around being nuisances to society, but like that's fine. You know what I mean? That's the gang, and that's fine. So like, not for nothing. You know what I mean?
I'm just gonna go on a brief break.
Yeah,
Sorry
you
to
okay?
interject. Yeah. So we're on the Be Right Back screen right now. You can continue to talk if you like. I'll
I
be
gotta
right
go
back.
do a wee.
Yeah.
You good?
I need a wee. Honest, I don't
Yeah,
broke the deal.
Yeah, I'll be back as well.
Oh, everyone's going though. Bryce, don't leave. Like,
I'm staying. I'm just gonna send a message. Hang on.
Okay, I'm back.
All right. Where did you fucking go?
Had to go take care of it.
Oh, I need to go.
My old man has a hip replacement, and he keeps trying to pick up shit. So
Oh,
I'm like,
bless.
Stubborn old man. Yeah, I
Let
know
me
what
go
that feels
pick
like.
it
I'm gonna pee, but I'm leaving you in my stream. But you're still on cam. You're not on my BRB screen, so please don't get your
Too
dicks
easy,
out.
man.
Please don't finger your bumholes.
No promises.
Can you imagine if you literally just fucking like just started like, so guys, is it normal to? All right, okay, be right back. 1 sec.
All right, chat. You know what time it is. We got to make the most out of this while she's not here. Chat, did you know that during these tough times in quarantine and lockdown, a lot of people are turning to art because art is really nice at, you know, passing the time, makes you appreciate the things you have. Well, if you want to have some pieces of art for yourself, buy a display. Click the link in the channel description down below. Get yourself some art. It's okay. Anita came in and then left again. So, chat, these displays are not only easily displayable, stylish, and durable, but they're also really nice to look at. So click that link in the channel description down below, grab yourself a display, and don't pay for a Prime sub in current year. Use those Prime subs in current year, chat.
Unless you want to simp, then, you know, 2 or 3. I'm just kidding.
You have 2 options.
Might be the biggest motherfucking Anita simp I know. My
you
man
can Prime
fucking
sub or you
chill.
can PS3 sub.
Fucking simp.
And while you're at it, that Anarchy chat needs some subs as well. So
I don't need subs for shit, nigga. I'm good. I'm about to slap that hundo in the fucking 1 week. I'm good, bro.
Ooh, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I heard a whistle from a distance. I can't whistle. Did you know that? Any of you?
It's not hard.
Whistle your teeth and out the way.
Tongue
just
don't
whistle.
Oh, shit on my tits, by the way. Oh shit.
Wait. There you go. That's what I was gonna get.
That's a whistle. Yeah, that's your fault. A lot of people just go like.
I can't otherwise. There you go.
Hold the tongue when you're sucking in.
How do you do that?
Go get him, Tiger. I'm actually fucking drunk. The mouth.
I can't.
Dude, I haven't eaten today. I'm feeling pretty good right now.
She walks in with food and closes the door with her foot.
Fucking Tammy, yeah.
Wow, she's gonna get food and rub it in. I see how it is.
It is what it is. Fuck 'em.
How dare she?
How dare she indeed.
How dare you bring food and not share, Anita?
Put it close to the cam.
Anita.
You've got some carbs.
You never said your fucking advice thing, gangster.
Yeah. What would you tell yourself when you were younger?
Oh, I thought I just figured you guys didn't care.
No, we care about it.
Yeah, let's move on to the next topic, right? Just so.
Next.
Yeah, she's not here anymore, guys.
What advice
She
would
can
you
enjoy
give?
her food in the corner.
I'd say trust your gut. There are
Yep.
loads of times where I doubted my initial intuition when I was younger. Thing is, I don't think that I'm not superstitious. I don't think that I have premonitions or anything like that. But I definitely think that there's such a thing as advanced cognitive reasoning, and that sometimes we process information faster than our inner monologue can catch up with. And I saw some situations which were incredibly dangerous, and I walked into them because I trusted the people around me more than I trusted myself. I've got to say, the worst things that have ever happened to me, and there have been some pretty serious stuff, have been because I had a little voice in my head that said, and I went anyway. So I would just say trust my gut. I trust yourself. And don't just trust yourself because of those sorts of situations, but also trust yourself because with a spoon. But trust yourself because you have experiences that are worth building on, and you have more wisdom than you expect. You're doing better than you think, like Aniki said. And when you trust yourself, things don't just go well, but other people trust you too. So it can really be very transformative in the way that you handle yourself, in the way that people treat you, in the way that everything goes if you just learn to trust yourself. So I if I went back in time, I would just say trust your gut.
Kill him. Okay.
Sandwich, Anita.
Huh?
What kind of sandwich is that?
Seen your sandwich.
Just cheese.
Look how small her hands are, dude. Look at that. Fucking
Just a
baby.
big
I feel that though. I have
Dude,
babies.
that's-
Like, look
that's
at
a roll-
this
that's
is
like
a water
this
bottle.
size.
This is my hand.
You
Like, I
guys
have
are all
baby
babies
hands.
with baby hands,
Fucking
okay? All you
cute.
guys got little
Look,
baby hands.
just because we don't have.
Small fingers, man. Like
Wait,
All you
Oh my
guys
god,
got
especially
little
like
baby
you have really
Therapist,
tiny
dude.
hands. It's
Dude,
like
therapist.
cropped and like shrunk in. Like
Look at this shit, dude.
Huge
I've
palms,
learned-
tiny
This
fingers.
is
Oh,
what
dude.
I'm-
Fuck 'em.
long fingers.
Hee hee.
Okay, no.
My bad, Rue. My bad.
I got a big
Oh,
nose, so you know. Hang on.
You know
Hey,
what?
same. I got a broken nose.
Big
so we're
nose.
good.
Yeah. Sorry, therapist, but you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think my hands are just like.
Oh my god,
actually, no,
I've
they kind of
lost-
look kind of
oh my-
big
oh my
now.
god. Quarantine needs to end. I haven't been to a gym in 4 fucking months. Oh my god.
You don't have to wait at
I
home.
feel that.
Dude, Aniki, do it from home, man. Look,
Working
you got
out
the bench
from
and
home
everything.
is so hard.
I
No.
got,
It's-
I got a
listen,
punch
bro.
bag, and it's so
Compound
satisfying.
lifts.
Oh, I love
not
it. I love punch
possible.
bags.
Machine
Wait,
fly.
look, listen.
Not possible. What am I supposed to do? Body weight? Fuck no, dude. Are you kidding me?
Pick up
Oh
your
my
blue
God.
Yeti. They're quite heavy, aren't
difference
they?
is, right, if I do body weight, right, it's going to be a lot more than Aniki doing body weight. Like, I have like a bench at home, right? But it's such a shitty bench. I'm basically working
Oh,
out
yeah.
with what I warm up with normally. So I'm just sitting there, just fucking. One day I'll
Are you
Go,
getting
go,
dropped
go.
by your boyfriend?
Man, it's fucking quarantine, dude. It's getting tough.
Oh my
Well, it's
lord.
good to do. You could. It's still good to do like high reps and then like in sets, like high sets. Numbers. It's still
No,
good.
listen,
You
I
did?
studied to be a
Yeah, I
personal
do fucking
trainer. I
exercise.
know what
No
I'm
idea what
on
you're
about.
talking
Just
about.
Well, if
get-
you're maxing out all the time, you're never gonna retain what you're
Yeah,
you're
but
doing.
Bagel, there's a big difference between maxing out and working heavy.
Yeah.
That's
That's
a
true,
massive
yeah.
difference.
I was saying
Heavyweight,
doing-
low reps, 2
Doing
scoops.
more is still not bad.
Holy
Sure,
shit,
but
I
it's not-
got this
it's not the
last
same, though.
week. Holy, oh my god, I love all of it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Last
Listen,
week,
I
high
just
reps,
punch people.
already.
That's all I do.
high reps is definitely great for like maintaining and like stressing
Yeah,
your body
yeah.
out. That's great. But
Well,
you're not
high
going
rep
to
is also
build
good for
strength doing
hypertrophy
it.
if you want that, but besides that, it's just
Yeah.
burn out. Okay, what are we talking about next?
We don't have to go into powerlifting. What's the next topic?
I
True.
really. So who was it again who asked about how much longer will we be alone? Did we cover that?
That was therapy.
So,
I
listen,
did the last 6 ones. The
For the
rest was
record.
therapist being lonely. Okay, that's about it.
for the record, it was quarantine speculation. How long
Oh,
will
right.
we be alone? It was just about how long is quarantine going to last for? What
Right.
are you guys going to be doing to cope with it? The alone part was a joke. I'm not just
Call
there
it
like,
right.
Call it Mark.
Dude, I've been going out for like small little walks with friends at a social distance. I've got a lot of friends that like struggle with their mental health, and although the quarantine has not affected me so much because freaking
True.
streamer life,
You're a
internet
Twitch
life.
streamer.
Like I feel like You know, oh, my lifestyle is called isolation and like oh, I didn't know that. But like I've got a lot of like friends that like are having a really hard time with the mental health. So we'll I think, you know, maybe like once a week, you know, just like go for like a nice like walk with them and just like see how they're doing. But I know that some of them have been like they have been like having like little house parties and getting drunk, and I'm like, if you want, you know, okay.
That goes to the mentality of
What?
going like,
No, you're
well,
good.
if I can't
Yes,
get it,
actually, turn it off.
if I can't get it, then I should be fine to do what I normally do, right? I don't know. There's a lot of people that think that they're like, because I'm fine, then you know I can do whatever I want.
I think this is
According to all known laws of aviation. Go on.
I was gonna say, like, I think this is the first time that, like, you know, I think humans have been put in a situation where, like, our own beliefs actually affect other people's well-being and like life. You know, like it's like, and everyone has been put in that
To a
position.
dangerous degree, yeah.
You know,
It's
like,
usually
how much do I value like my freedom? Because like some people, you know, some people believe it's a conspiracy theory, right? Some people believe that like it's all like it's fake news. And then there's the people that like are very like extreme on the other ends as well, of just like, you know, like, oh my god, like
Brexit.
I'm not even going to go to this like shop for essentials, like stand 5 meters away, and you know, like with the masks and the sanitizer and like the really OCD, and like it's just so interesting how like our belief on like how we like and what we think is right to do like really does impact other people, like and this is like human history, you know. And I was thinking about this earlier, like about this, like, because we have a question on the thing about how to stay motivated during quarantine,
right?
Like I think it's kind of important to like acknowledge that like 50%, if you imagine that your brain is like a computer, 50% of the processing power is actually kind of like going towards suppressing that this is kind of like a traumatic event. Like our rights and our freedoms have just been completely taken away, and like it's so weird going into the store and seeing like, do you guys have those like things on the floor which mark being 2 meters away? And it's fucking weird, mate. It's fucking West.
I think they're like, I just wanted to buy some ice cream, and instead I'm like, please don't look at me, breathe that way.
And
like,
if you cough, everyone's freaking out, and your brain, like how
just ask more, I'm sorry.
You've not got access to 100% of your CPU
I feel like
at this time.
my experience of that sort of thing, though, because I work in the supermarket, and everyone that shops in the supermarket has a complete disregard for the people that work in the supermarket. So we've got the social distance where they're 2 meters away, but no, there's no 2 meter. First of all, you can't really maintain a 2 meter distance because they're like the aisles aren't 2 meters wide. Well, but that's the thing, right? Like you can't be more than 2 meters away from someone at once. So you're going down an aisle, but there's a worker here and there's someone like right next to you. But there's no chance of maintaining a distance. But then it's like people come in like five, like a family of people come in. Well, I guess this was before like the whole sort of like one person.
Yeah, because they've changed that now, haven't they?
Yeah, but the families were coming in when this was all coming out. Families were coming in and they were just like sort of taking the whole aisle up and like doing the coughing and whatever, just like around each other. And it's like picking up something and like stroking it and making sure it's the right thing and then putting it back again. It's like, well, no. Come on. Where's your regard for everyone else?
Like with the coughing thing, I had bronchitis. I got really, really sick, and then I got bronchitis. Right,
same.
So I just got over the cough recently. Like I was in the bathroom one time, like washing my hands. I was away from the woman. Right, she was like 4 or 5 sinks away, but I coughed into my arm, and then she looked at me and she was like, "Really?" And I was like, it's bronchitis, I promise. Because like I'm like I'm a confrontational person. Like I have a bad attitude. Like,
yeah. What's this? I appreciate my parents thing. Like, because that goes out the window if you're confrontational. Apparently,
like I'm a
kind of person. She's a really soft pushover until you get a little too far. Then she's like, "I'll fucking kill you and your family for saying that," and you're like, "Sorry, Bagel. I didn't mean to do anything. Don't hurt me."
I forget what somebody said my personality type. Like I think it was like an INFJA or something. So I'm like very aggressive. Like when it comes to like certain, like when it's people I care about, but like when people are mean to me, I'm usually like, okay, like it's fine. But like this lady was so mad about me coughing, and it's just crazy. Like I get like we're in an epidemic pretty much, and like people are scared, but like don't get mad at other people because they cough without knowing the context, please. Like
That's another thing. Is after this is all over and like COVID-19 has sort of calmed down and the quarantine's over, people are going to forget about the social distancing shit. and no
They're
one's
not
going
gonna
to
give a
care about
shit.
like coughing in a
Yeah.
direction. And there's a whole regard like so.
Where did
I
that-
want to go down the route of like so. There was a story of like you go to Venice and then you can see the like the fish and the dolphins swimming in like the rivers. You know, it's like that sort of stuff. After this is over, people are gonna be like, oh, that's fine. We can just go back to doing what we were doing before, and everything's just gonna go back to the way it was.
I hope we don't. Like, I hope
Dude,
I hope we
we are
become
in a
really
lockdown
changed
right
from
now,
this,
right?
like
Me too.
in many different ways. Like, like systems being reformed, like the way that we just operate and exist. Like, there's yeah, like I fucking love astrology, and like I was like looking into like how like the planets are right now, and it was like this big recipe of like it's kind of like a big story kind of panning out of like this big time of like reflection on questioning the status quo, questioning how we're really running things, because
Fuck 'em.
as they're starting to like implement things about
Chill.
you know kickstarting the economy again, there's a lot of like places and areas that have really been kind of like ignored, and you know, yeah, it's fucking interesting. Like I think I don't know, I think there's going to be parts of us that are going to try and go back to the way things were, but
Is this that Aquarius shit?
there's a few things, mate. Pluto's just gone in retrograde in Capricorn, and some
Hey,
other shit.
hey,
But
hey.
if you like
I don't want to
astrology,
like. I don't want to
like-
like dampen down the hopes for humanity, but we're still in a lockdown right now in my state.
Yeah.
Some
Same.
beaches opened up for a weekend and like 4,000 people went there. The beaches are not 4,000 times 3 meters apart long. Like that's not how that
It's-
works.
No.
So all
It's-
these people rocked up and they're like, "We're outside in the sun. This
Right,
is fine. Let's
I
catch a
hate to
wave."
be I hate to be that pessimist, but I really have no faith that things are going to be different after this.
Mm-mm.
People are going back to the way things were because they've been
It's,
so
it's
sort of
probably
like
going to be worse for like a good
Right.
week when people can
So people-
finally go out and
Right.
they're like, "Let's
people
go
have not
everywhere."
had this for a while. They're not going to have like they're going to be like, hey, we can do this again finally, and it's just going to be like a whole wave. Like, I'd love to be optimistic about it, but I like
I
knowing
really
how
hope-
knowing the people around me in Scotland at least, I don't really think that's going to happen. And I like I said, I really like to be the optimistic person, but I can't.
There is
because I know
one
how
thing.
people act.
To be fair, there's been a particular group of people that I've seen have been very quiet during this time, and I'm happy about that. And that's the anti-vax community. Those motherfuckers have been dead
Oh
quiet
man, you should come
for
and have
like
a look at my
4
Facebook
months.
news.
Yeah, like I've got so much to say.
Must be different here in Australia, but
yeah,
I'm
I've got
thinking
so much to
maybe
say
a
about
couple of
that.
those people might be different.
So basically, in my town, I was talking to a taxi driver because I had to go to the hospital recently.
Mhm.
And on the way back, I was saying like, is business slow now? He's like, no, people are still going out. Like if you drove around town right now, you wouldn't know it was quarantine. And I've noticed it too. Like
Wow.
there are YouTubers talking about there's a dip in viewership when they were expecting a rise because, well, firstly, people suspect that loads of people have burned out on watching shit and are now just like actually getting up and doing stuff because they've just sat for like a month watching video after video and they're just bored of YouTube right now. But also
COVID-19.
on top of that, people are bored of quarantine. Everyone, my neighbors are inviting people over and stuff like that. Like everyone's people are just, you know, I think at this point nobody is taking it seriously anymore. And
you see that, and then like you're saying the neighbors are going like meeting each other, like going to the houses. Yesterday I walked in my house and my neighbor was talking to someone like literally like 2 inches away from each other. They're just having a normal conversation. Well, I guess like the whole quarantine thing is just like obsolete now. You guys can do whatever you want.
Well, I think what it is not that it's not. I don't think it's malicious, and I don't think that they're doing it because they're like fuck this quarantine or anything like that. I don't think it's because they don't care about the people that might that it affects. I think it's literally that
boomers.
It's not even that people think they're impervious. It's that they go, well, I don't have it, and I know I don't have it. And I strongly feel that I know how this person that I'm talking to is living, and they don't have it, so
it's that selfishness that really fucks everything up. Because then, if one person thinks that, then more people are going to think that as well.
Yeah.
And then
as long as there's a
breaks
minority that thinks that, I think it can be kind of like safe in a way. Like as long as at least like a good majority, especially you know the people that are more at risk, as long as like that's kind of like not that I think that kind of stuff is okay. Like I think you know if you're gonna speak to someone, like at least be at a social distance. Like, come on, like have your conversation, but just at least do this, the social distance. And like, even if you want to go meet up with so in England right now, the like a bit of the lockdown rules is like you can it's like 2 people, like you can be with one other person while you walk down the street at a social distance. Like if you want to go meet with like a third person, right? Pushing it a little bit, but just stay at a social distance at least. Like I think like that's just like the minimum. I think that's just the minimum that like just don't be a fucking dick.
Yeah, well, I think like it's about, like I mean, for me, like the thing I miss the most is like human interaction, like hugging or like being like touchy with my friends. I'm a very touchy person with my friends, people that I care about. So I miss that interaction because like I have like there's 4 friends in my life that like mean more than anything to me. So like we would all go over to somebody's house and watch movies and hang out and stuff like that. But I'm a hugger and like a cuddler and stuff like that. Like I'm that kind of person. Like I'm just a loving person.
You forgot simp, Bagel.
That too. Like I definitely miss like human interaction and being close to people and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say it's all selfish or malicious in the sense that people are like, oh screw it, I don't want to be in quarantine anymore, or like because I don't have it, that means this person doesn't have it, we're good. I think it's just that a lot of us, even though I am an introvert, like I said, I still crave human interaction and being with people and loving with people and the sense of friendship. So like I wouldn't say it's all bad, but like I don't go out or do anything, like I don't hang out with anybody or like do anything myself, but like I definitely, there's days where I'm like, oh, I just want to like hug my friends because I miss them.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like to hit you with some science. If I'm remembering correctly, I believe things like the measles vaccine, right? It's got like a 97% critical immunization threshold, which means if more than 3% of the planet aren't vaccinated, it doesn't work. It won't work. It'll mutate too much and then it'll change. So what I'm kind of concerned with is if or when a COVID-19 vaccination comes out, I really hope its threshold is good, because I'm very worried some people are like, if I don't have it, why would I get vaccinated? And that's what I'm kind of worried people are going to have that attitude for. Like, oh, this is for sick people. I'm not sick. I won't bother.
That's another thing. I've heard recently that you can get it more than once. And it's not just like a one-time thing and you're immunized. Like you can get it a second time.
Prove that they did like I think they've said that you can't get it a second time, but you can still, if you've had it and you've healed from it,
you can still carry it, right?
You can still carry it. Like that's something like, because it's those such early stages, like they're still trying to understand like all of that kind of stuff.
This is going to take a while though. This is why like lockdown needs to be a sort of a long-term thing.
Until this mad. Thing like I keep just realizing that, that it's happening. It's weird.
There's even more to it than that, because there's a wave of people who legit think that there's a conspiracy where the government have made loads of masks that have the illness in, and that people aren't catching it from each other, that the masks are making people sick. And it's such, I'm so upset that there are people spreading rumors like that, because those are the sorts of rumors that get people killed. Like that's the kind of misconception that ruins lives. And like all
especially
that
people
using,
have shit immune systems.
Right.
They need them.
It's like that. It's your belief system literally like impacts people so heavily now.
My mom fully believes the 5G towers thing, and I just don't.
Oh my god.
I know I've got dreadlocks. I swear I'm not an anti-vaxxer 5G person. Like just clearing like my name, because I know I look like.
Thank God.
I'm really into that, but like I am quite rational. I know I believe in astrology, but
Lou's pretty smart.
I do have some rational things going on.
He's pretty base.
So here's my word of advice for chat with all of this. Don't believe anything just because someone said it. Okay, the beauty of being scientific, and I'd say science isn't a religion or a belief system. It's a method of discovery. If you don't believe something that's been recognized as a scientific fact, you can look at the experiment that they use to deduce this information and conduct it yourself, prove it to yourself, and you don't have to trust a thing. Okay? Take the scientific approach with anything you learn. Anything. If you can't prove it, if you can't get evidence, don't believe it. Okay?
This goes for conspiracy theories as well, right? Like, I don't want to go like
Yeah.
fully into conspiracy
Let's
theories.
go into the
Do it.
rabbit hole,
I
guys.
know
Do it, lad.
too many people.
You guys heard of those lizards running the country? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know
Illuminati
too many
confirmed.
people who subscribe to all these conspiracy theories, like there's a second world underneath our ocean, or like there's an ice wall around the
Hollow
planet.
Earth, flat
Like,
Earth.
for someone
in
who's never
there.
believed this, I don't know how I could believe that, and I don't know how you could believe that. I don't like. Obviously, there's some sort of rationale for you believing that, but
Or
how can you like believe that? I think it's the same level. Like, you see one person posting on Facebook like, "Oh, I got COVID-19 from this mask," or "I got COVID-19 from doing this thing that you shouldn't get it from. Therefore, none of you guys should do this." I see too many people commenting on this and being like, "You're right. I'm not going to do this now." And it's like, well, I don't know what the logic is there.
I think it's like we're in a world of just like so much information, and like it's so hard to decipher what is true and what is not. And it's like it's really it like overloads the brain, you know. And it's like, especially as well when as like, you know, I've been down a conspiracy theory rabbit hole like a few years ago, and I know what it does to the mind, because, you know, if you're in this belief system, like your beliefs so create your reality. And like if you're in this belief that like the government and like scientists are manipulating information, how are you going to believe that science is true if that's what you believe like they're doing? Like, because you've just made it this untrustworthy source. So there's no like reasoning with it. And like I totally understand, like from like an objective perspective, like sometimes like things like add up and can look and add to the narrative to support to support a lot of like theories. And it, you know, and that's the hard thing about like right now when it comes to this pandemic, because like there's so many people that don't trust the government, they don't trust science, because there is so much like things, you know, with like follow the money, you know, and you know,
but like it's the same with conspiracy theories.
mad.
I work with a guy who is like huge into his conspiracy theories, and like so much so that would like everything else that would seem sort of like rational and logical and like all the scientific evidence behind it, he would believe the non-scientific evidence that was behind it. And he'd be quite aggressive about this sort of stuff. And he'd be like, well, no, you know what? The fact that all these people are saying this and the government believes in it so much and is forcing it so much means that it's not true. But then on the same level is like, how could the government like spend all this money to like sort of push this point of view across, but also have the same sort of level of like smarts to like keep doing this and keep enforcing this point of view while like running their own like government shit? I don't know.
It's almost impossible, man. And like, here's the thing, right? Like, people give vegans shit because they're like, how will you find out somebody's a vegan? They'll tell you. That is so much more true for people who believe in conspiracy theories. It's like, how do you know somebody believes in the flat earth? Because they will fucking tell you, and they will not stop telling you. Because when you believe in a conspiracy theory, you just believe that everybody who doesn't believe it is like a victim of what's happening. Like they don't understand. They're being attacked. So when they go out in the streets and they see people wearing masks, they're like, don't you understand what you're doing? You're killing yourself. You're going to be giving yourself corona. Like, I feel like a moral obligation to make sure that you're okay and you get the truth.
They believe that though. Like they believe it with all their heart and with
It's
all
almost
of like
religious,
every
you know?
fiber of their being, that like what they believe is
I have tips for confronting that, because I've spent a lot of my life having to justify my existence, the way that I live, and I justify it with facts. So I lived in a culture where a lot of people opposed the way I live and lots of things about me. And so I built that on a foundation of solid, indisputable information across broad sources. And the way that I did that was I asked people questions, and it fucks them over so hard.
I love that.
But this isn't my programmed answer to questions.
Wait.
Okay, so let me finish. Right? So you don't tell people, no, you're wrong. It's not like that. It's like this. Because that makes people defensive. Okay? You take an interest in them, and you poke holes in their logic where you see the gaps by asking them questions. For example, someone once told me, just completely unrelated to anything, a really stupid thing. He said, we need farmers to manage the countryside and to manage animals, because the wildlife, it needs to be culled and managed in order for the natural harmony of the world. And I went, okay, so what did they do before humans existed? Do you know how old the Earth is? Because for most of the history of our entire planet, there were not humans. So what did they do before farmers? What did they do before humans? And he was like, That's a good question.
I think that's
Kind
called the
of.
Socratic
Shut up,
method.
shut up.
I don't know
No,
what to
I
do.
think that's called either the Socratic method or that was Plato, where it's basically just ask somebody questions about their philosophy. Yeah, I
Right.
think. Wow, Anita's a Greek philosopher out here. Yo, we're fucking styling. That's dope.
Sweet plateau, mate.
Because, like
Sweet
to
plateau.
what Anita's saying is like the same with like the government shit. Is like, how can you believe that the government are spending so much of their time doing this sort of thing
Yeah.
Well, okay,
when they
like-
have so like how can they do that and then not like not fail on everything
Andrew.
else?
No, because what you do is you don't answer a question like that because that's more reflecting your beliefs. What you do is if someone says the government is dumb and they are so insert dumb belief here. I've got some good arguments for this because like I have to fight against a lot of racism because people assume that I'm white and then don't realize I have mixed parents. So I hear a lot of racism and they don't realize that they're saying it to someone who'd have a problem with it, right? So something that someone once told me was. The government is dumb and it's prioritizing immigrants and giving all the benefits to immigrants and giving mansions and like £500,000 a year to immigrants and then starving our veterans because the government is dumb. And rather than argue with him and go, that's not how it is, because I know the facts, I know the law here, it's not actually true. So what I go is, so what I did, instead of raging, I just went, so why do you think they do that? And I go, because the government is dumb. And I go, well, it takes a lot of effort to do that. So why would they put that much effort into it?
Right.
Because it's dumb. And I'd go, okay, but why? There are lots of people who lack information, but they don't go handing money to specific groups of people.
Yeah, come on.
So why? Should we Google it? Because we can. I've got my phone right here. Should we Google it? And then I will Google, not looking at him, the laws on how we can't actually allow asylum seekers to work so they're not stealing our jobs, and then just hand him the policy for like asylum seekers here can't steal our jobs because they're not allowed to work. And I'll just let him read that and read it directly from our government and go, oh, it looks like we can't let them work and we only give them this tiny amount to subsist on. Which isn't that
to
weird?
Educate people. Like it's really good to educate that.
Awesome.
I like that.
So they're not hearing anything from me because when you promote a oppositional thing, they just cannot believe you. They can go, oh, you're just brainwashed. But if you present them with a indisputable fact, or if you ask them to question their logic and they can't, even in the moment, quite often what they'll do, it won't have an instantly visible effect. When you question someone's logic and they're like, that's a good question, what they will do is they won't be cured the moment you speak to them, but they'll go home and research it so they know what to say next time and fuck themselves over. Like that's how I have.
100%.
So I live a specific lifestyle. Everyone who's ever tried to argue me to stop living this way has converted to my lifestyle because I just ask them questions, they can't answer them, so they go and try and Google it so they can checkmate me later, and they're like, "Oh fuck, she's right."
And they can't find the answer.
Sounds like she's a
mate.
co-leader to me, dude.
Bet you've
Dude,
got
this is
their
like
Gemini
why-
in your chart. That's all I'm going to say.
This is why I greatly dislike like the debating community on social media because people don't understand the power of asking questions. The second you start asking questions, you unlock the ability to just completely rabbit hole people into issues. And if you look at political debates, this is all it is. It's you answer one question, then the whole debate focuses on that issue, and then you can just keep stacking and stacking and stacking. And because you can't answer bullshit questions, they assume you're incorrect. So if you're ever getting rabbit holed by something, it's like, dude, I don't have to give an answer to a stupid question.
Well,
Here's an
beyond that,
actual
even
question.
go
Where's
get
your
it.
answer? You know what
Most
I mean?
of the time when you get
So
in an
important.
internet argument with somebody, they've already made their minds up about whatever the fuck they're arguing with
And
you
they
about. They're
don't
not
wanna
there to
do
have an actual discourse or debate with you. They're not there to
100%.
learn something new. And honestly, man, the sun's gonna fucking explode, man. So like, what are you doing? You know,
It's like,
what is? Like, I don't give a
that's it,
shit
man.
what this idiot thinks. Bro. I'm going outside and not well. I don't mean with COVID, but you know what I mean. Like, I'm fucking living my life. However, you know what I mean. Motherfuckers that come into Twitch chat to talk to you about shit, they've got their minds made up. And if they were open-minded kind of cats, they would not be in your Twitch chat anyway.
They wouldn't be like, hey, Anarchy, what's your opinion on X? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. It's because, yeah, that's what I fucking thought, you beta liberal snowflake. And you're like,
we
what,
had
dude?
somebody come in today.
Where did
I
this
don't know
come
how much I
from?
can say.
Well, like I will say that I've had like political discussion with people who don't believe the same thing I believe, but after time, like if giving them facts, because again, people I think need to grasp that just because somebody disagrees with your opinion doesn't mean that they hate you or that they don't like you. That too. But like it's okay to be wrong or to accept the fact that you're wrong about something. You're learning. Everybody has to
People
learn
definitely
things.
attach their identity.
Yeah.
To
Don't
their
yeah,
belief.
Exactly. Don't attach yourself to your beliefs.
Yeah.
It's okay if you're wrong and acknowledge
Yeah,
it.
come on.
So because if I
man.
ever like disagree with somebody, I try to just talk to them the way I'm talking now. Of course, people act on emotions, and sometimes you get a little upset with each other. But opinions are opinions, and we're all people and allowed to have them. So that's a disclaimer for the chat because there has been some weird stuff I've been seeing. I'm like, okay, but like, yeah, just because if we all don't agree politically with somebody else or in a sense like alone, doesn't mean that we hate you or that there's something wrong with you because you
My
feel a certain
favorite thing is people who literally just, it's so obvious these days when you just think of, especially in Twitch chat, when you just think of people who want attention, dude, there's
And they just
nothing
throw
that
out something
makes me
salacious
harder
and awful.
than
Yeah.
ignoring a troll. I had somebody come into my chat today and he was like, yo, why do all black people smell bad? And I looked at it and I was like, all right. And he kept trying, dude. He tried so hard. He stayed in my chat long enough to earn enough channel points to highlight a message. I just can't care enough about giving you attention to fucking play this game. And that motherfucker just left. When you like just think about, all right, what if this person's just trying to get attention? Motherfuckers that just want that shit, it's just like so transparent. At
And
certain
you just have
points, you know
that,
what I
that
mean?
good feeling of like, oh, I know you think that I don't see these messages, and this makes me feel so
I know,
good
dude.
right now.
Ignoring people in Twitch
Please
chat.
give
Oh
me your
God,
channel points.
nothing makes me like that faster. Ignoring people in Twitch chat. Oh, I could fucking nut out for that alone. Dude. That shit is amazing. Go,
I have two responses to that. The first is with what Bagel just said, right? I've never been happier than when I've looked at new people and tried to connect over them over what we do have in common, rather than being a hypersensitive snowflake to whatever we don't. Everyone's gonna have some different way to navigate the world than you. If you fixate on that, you're gonna hate everyone.
Yeah.
If you look for the worst, if you look for the worst in people, you're gonna fucking find it.
Yeah.
So what you should be doing with your time is looking for reasons to make other people smile. And the truth of the matter is, like, I live an unconventional life. I don't own a lawnmower because I won't hurt bugs. And people find that weird about me. But the more you get to know me, the more it makes sense. And the fact of the matter is, I can still get on with people who live completely different lives to me and love their company and learn from them. People enrich my lives. And so they'll have opinions that I might totally not agree with, but they enrich my lives. And my life. Every single person around you is an opportunity to have fun, make memories, have an awesome existence. The best thing about living is love. It's the most positive thing we do. Okay? You don't get none of that if you're just like, you don't have the same politics as me, so I'm gonna have to unfollow you on Facebook. You're welcome.
Yeah, take themselves like so seriously, and like I think it's like a really famous like Buddhist teaching where it's like you know, like attachment is the root of all pain. Where it's like, you know, when you become attached to like somebody or like attached to like a belief, like it's when they become like so attached to like their way of thinking, like it becomes really like inflexible and like it just breaks relationships. It breaks connections because there's no flexibility. And I don't know, man. Like I'm into some pretty like weird shit, like not sexually. That sounded sexual. I mean, like you know, like some of my beliefs
That's
like
also
aren't rooted.
true, but
Yeah, like you know, like I believe in like a few things that like aren't rooted in science, and I think that like that's okay. Like that's okay. And you know, for a really long time, like I used to never even like talk and like express my my passion and my beliefs because I was always so like, oh, I don't want to like trigger anyone. And the more I've just been like, I just don't take it so fucking seriously, and it's opened up my life to like so many new like beautiful people. And yeah, definitely like, yeah, man, just don't take yourself so seriously, you know, like just have
Exactly.
I
had a second thing.
Yeah.
Go for it.
But I was trying to remember what Aniki or a therapist were talking about.
I was just ignoring somebody in Twitch chat because they wanted attention.
Exactly. So I have to do a lot of that. I have to do a lot of that in DMs, and I have to do a lot of that in Twitch chat. And the reason why I have to do that is because people really fetishize my condition. So I'm trying to have a conversation about something like, I don't know, something cool like nutrition or neuroscience. And there'll be someone going, oh yeah, I'm jerking off right now, baby. Don't stop. Or there'll be whispers from someone that are just as lewd. There'll be DMs from people going, one day we are going to marry each other. I know it to be so in my heart, and you just don't know it yet. And I can't wait to meet you in person, and we're gonna fall in love. And like they message me 7 or 8 times a day. I have a guy who messages me 51 times a day. That is not an exaggeration. Every day there are 51 new messages, or 52. I think the most I've ever gotten from him is a tiny ass dick, and sorrow.
So true, dude.
Dang,
Any
that guy's
truism
gonna
chat?
spam you now.
Like, what the fuck?
So
I'll have you know, according
so
to the
true.
stats on your
Yeah,
podcast, it is
yeah.
above average. I was listening. I'm in the UK.
According to metro.co.uk, my dick is actually huge.
So basically, I have to ignore a lot of people that think they're not being ignored. And it led to this situation that I'm so about, right? Because this encapsulates
Kill
the
'em.
internet in a nutshell, right?
Kill 'em.
So one of the most common questions I get asked is, so, if there was a cure for Tourette's, would you take it?
Oh,
Right? The
Oh.
reason why people ask it is because they think that the only reason people come to my stream is for the Tourette's. And the thing with that is there are so many people with Tourette's on the platform that are not my size. It has, and the thing is as well, is people get tired of swear words, okay? And people, my ticks ebb and flow, but my numbers don't, okay? There's something else there. I
okay,
can't,
dude. Tell them.
so like it's got nothing to do with that, but people have this line of logic, this quiet line of logic, and it pisses me off where they're like, she benefits from her Tourette's and she makes money from it now, so I wonder if she still would want a cure. I'm gonna ask her. And then I don't reply because I've been asked a million times and it's such a shitty thing to assume. And then it comes up and comes up and people don't give up. Like I've had the same people come to my stream 3 days in a row and spam it every 5 minutes all stream. They'll sit there for 4 hours waiting for that answer. They will commit weeks of their time to asking that question over and over. And it's like, I don't want to stop the stream 50 times a day to tell people the answer to that question, right?
Yeah.
But on top of that,
My numbers don't change.
Yeah, but those numbers don't change, guys.
Those people
My numbers don't change, bitch.
So like,
surely they could spend their time doing
I feel like it
doing
should
more
be like a
productive
bar
things.
and a rap.
Right?
yeah. But like on top of that, like I ignore those messages over and over and over. So what do? They put it in a dono message. They pay.
Keep going.
So I can't ignore it. So I can't pretend I haven't seen it. So it comes up and the dono voice comes up and it's like, hello, sweet Anita, I'm a big fan. Would you cue you? And I'm like, okay, so he knows I've heard it now. I can't avoid this now, right? They've dedicated this much
poker face
time.
it and just pretend like, oh,
Suddenly my audio didn't work during that donation. Sorry. I don't know what it was, but moving on.
It would be great too if you ignored that dono and the very next one you're like, oh my god, we got a dono. Like, what's up, man?
Yeah. So it's like practice like being like completely stoic, like poker face, like just keep going.
Me and Anita are gonna put out a rap album.
Yeah,
and that's gonna be the first song.
And that'll be like,
my
okay,
numbers don't change, bitch.
A wake up call to these people is like, think of all the money you're spending to try and get this like really stupid, dumb question like to the person, and all the time you're spending doing this. So much more could happen in that amount of time, and you're just wasting that time doing this.
Yeah.
Hopefully, in the next like year or two, you're like, oh, I've like just spent like 10 grand on this person asking this one simple question, and like 50,000 hours. You're like, oh, I could have mastered like I
thought you were gonna say masturbated.
I mean,
I could have mastered some sort of thing, right? Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm waiting till marriage. How dare you?
Yeah, don't talk to chat. Don't talk to chat about wasting their life. Don't, because the thing with it is that like these are the same people who will like hyperventilate and go, oh my god, this streamer that I know, they have a boyfriend and it didn't and they're not married anymore because they broke up. And
wait, Anita, you got a boyfriend?
I'm gonna send
Anita
hate
has
mail.
a boyfriend.
Anita, you got a boyfriend?
Bryce, don't do that.
Boyfriend?
Don't do that, Bryce.
That's cool. Let me just make a few calls.
Just don't even, right? But anyway, so like you can't tell chat to not waste their time because they're over invested in bullshit as it is. Right. But here's the thing. Yeah. Here's the thing that I've been trying to get to for like a million years, by the way. Right.
You knew what you signed up for.
Exactly. Go on.
So basically, so I had to reply, and I have answered this question, no exaggeration, thousands of times, really calmly. And I go, well, as a matter of fact, I don't feel like I need fixing, because sitting here wishing for a cure that doesn't exist would make me feel broken and flawed and desperate and hopeless. Whereas if I learn to work with my challenges, not be defined by them, but be defined by how I handle them, then I'm happy. But the thing is, so many people keep asking it that I keep getting trapped in this, keep thinking about a cure that doesn't exist, and tell me all about how much you wish you had it, you broken fuck. So like, it's a horrible mentality to be in constantly, that everyone's like, by the way, you have a disease, and I bet you wish there was a cure. Tell me how much you wish you were weren't broken. And it feels slightly malicious in the same way that like if someone was in a wheelchair and you're like, do you ever wish you could like reach the top aisle and stand and run like me? You don't do that. So like, why would you come to someone with Tourette's and go, do you ever wish there was a cure so you could be like me,
Fuck.
a broken foot? Like that's not okay, and people don't see it, right?
Yeah.
So it's wearing, but I've always been so patient. Like I've always been calm and just like, no, I don't feel broken. I'm not wishing for something that doesn't exist. I'm happy. You know, I say all this stuff, right? And this one time, this guy spammed it for days, and he finally did it as a text-to-speech, so I couldn't avoid it. I was like, you fucker. I would just let me get on with my day. So I just went, boom! And I had, like, this full-on angry, dramatic, like, explanation of how, like, it's so inappropriate to ask disabled people if they wish they were fixed. And I gave examples, of how I don't feel broken, and how, like, this, and that, and all the rest of it, like, and I was just like,
shit.
Oh, okay. And that was, like, my exploding moment. After 2 years of constantly being asked that question, 2 years of people not realizing how shitty it is, right?
You got a lot of shit for that, too.
Yes, and everyone, as there were no clips of the thousands of times I answered it calmly. All people saw was me explode at this one guy, and they didn't see him harass me.
Go get him.
For days. They didn't see me try to have a stream without repeating myself constantly, and this guy trying to ruin that because he's so obsessed with his question he could just fucking Google, right?
Yeah.
And so I got all this shit when this guy harassed me. All this shit when this guy essentially asked the equivalent, like this awful, impolite question that he hadn't realized was so insensitive. And normally I explain to people so patiently, I'm like, it is kind of an insensitive question to ask disabled people if they wish they were like you. And that's what you're asking, buddy. Like, and I usually ask it say it politely, but this one time, this one obnoxious fucker did it so badly, and I responded, and the whole internet hated me for it.
I saw that
internet
actually.
hated me for it so badly.
I don't
That's
hate
not
you.
an exaggeration, really. I saw a lot. I got questions about that. People came and asked me about that shit because after that clip got posted, they're like, yo, how do you feel about Anita saying XYZ about XYZ? And I was just sitting there like, damn, this is like actually more so than usual. Because anything anybody says on stream, there's going to be some fucker that has something a problem with it, right? But like this one was actually bad. It kind of leaked everywhere.
Dude, do you want to know a funny story?
Yeah,
I used to stream. So back in 2013, I was streaming on Twitch when it was just in TV.
Shit.
And I used to stream League of Legends, and I went under a different username, and me and my friend got drunk in real life, and I was playing League of Legends, and she was in the background, and like I was, you know, I've always had like quite like a nice little reputation, but she got drunk and flashed her tits in the background on my stream, full on nip, full on titty. It's out there on the internet still. And I'm just playing my League of Legends game, just like try hard in. And then I see chat going absolutely crazy. And then there's also like Twitch staff. And this was like, again, this is 8 years ago.
Way back in the day, yeah.
Eight, yeah. And all I see is like, oh, stream shut down. And I did not live that down for like such a long time. Like, even though it was clearly like not like
intentional.
Yeah, like it wasn't intentional. I was just like,
where's your friend?
I was trying hard.
What's happening?
I'm not friends with her anymore. That was the best friend with BPD that kind of trained me into like.
I see.
Yeah, it was very. I don't know if she did that intentionally to like sabotage. We were drunk. I just don't think we cared because it was 8 years ago. We were kind of young, but
we've
but
kind
yeah,
of come
like
wonderfully full circle actually. Now that's great. Back to your friend. Yeah.
Fucking yeah, it's weird, but yeah, like it's so weird sometimes, like because back then, like the community was so small, like for the internet, like there wasn't that many people, so that shit just like got out like everywhere, and like I had some really like big like streamer friends at the time, like all just like publicly disown me, and it was so horrible. Like it's so crazy how like you know you just get caught like this one time, and people just
I want to get in a soapbox here. I want to get on a soapbox here about this because I just thought
do it, dude.
I am not a good human being, okay? However, and this is not like a virtue statement.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. That's all I had to say.
But holy shit, nobody needs any more hate in their entire lives. And every time some Twitch some Twitch drama goes down, whether it be Alanity or Kate, and I'm just sitting there watching a wave of people shit on somebody. And hey, I know for a fact that like if you say something like this, you're just gonna get called a simp or you're just gonna get hate. But truthfully, my dudes, Like, if a person is already in shit, okay, they don't need you, you fucking idiot, just coming off of hentaihaven.com to go
that a
talk shit
website?
about them. Okay, like leave people alone because nobody needs
Yeah.
any more hate in their
Everybody needs
entire life.
additional shit. Yeah.
Exactly. I really watch this, and it's popular culture. It's the popular thing to do. Like I remember,
Yeah.
I saw the first thing I saw for a while was like somebody made a meme of like Carson crying. It was a weird fucking picture.
Yeah,
and that one really hit me because I've been cheated on, and I was like, okay, if this was me, go get him. And somebody made a picture of my girlfriend cheating on me with somebody else. How bad would this fucking hurt right now?
Right.
And people
Yeah,
just fucking
exactly.
dehumanize streamers because we're standing here being, go get him, Tiger. Bunch of fucking idiots on camera for the content. But like, people have feelings, motherfuckers. Like, fuck off. And I swear to God, none of these people would say it to anybody's face. If all of you simps met Alinity in real life, you'd be nice as fuck. Like,
Yeah, that's fucking
everybody
true.
shut the fuck up. Leave people alone and like stop hating. Anyway, soapbox over.
No,
I was
honestly,
gonna say, like, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you go, Bagel. After you.
I would say, like, in the sense of like somebody who is a viewer myself, like I would never, I'm not a person that goes out actively and like hates on other people for a mistake they made. I think like obviously, it is important to know the real story, but you're not owed the real story. So if something goes wrong or isn't. It's not your job to know what happened. So it's the person that's involved and whatever else they need to go through. So to leave it alone and not hate on somebody. I think that people, when somebody acts a certain way because, you know, you do have a following. So like Anita, like you were saying that people were upset with you the way you acted, but they didn't see that this person had asked you so many times, you see it all the time. That's the one thing I don't like about the internet or the cancel culture is because the minute that it's not that somebody else is doing something wrong. It's like the minute you do something wrong because of the position you're in, you're supposed to be able to handle it and you're supposed to be able to, you know, navigate that. And that's not true. That's not okay. Like
have you
that,
noticed
that
there's been a
mentality
lot
is
more
toxic.
cancel parties in quarantine? Have you noticed
Yeah,
that?
I don't like that. I don't like
Twitter,
cancel
it's some
culture.
other celebrity being quarantined just because people are fucking bored. Like,
Yeah. 100%.
my mind is blown by how bored people like fuck off, live your life. Like,
Yeah.
God.
Well, here's the thing, Anarchy.
again,
Like,
but
They
then-
can't
we're
live
all
their
in,
life
like-
because of quarantine. It's crazy.
Wait, don't.
Like,
But insulting somebody back because of opinion you have is
Right.
not okay either. It's like calling somebody an idiot or calling people certain names because you feel a certain way about a topic isn't okay either. So like, it goes both ways regardless. Like whoever you follow, who you don't. So it's just better to be respectful and to just spread the love and positivity. And I know a lot of people are into the meme culture or the toxic being of cancel culture, and it's crappy because it's like it puts a damper on, I think, on everybody, or puts a label on everybody because it's not. It's like, of course you're going to support the people you care about, but if they did something wrong, they did something wrong. Move on from that. Don't hold people's mistakes on them forever because people do change and they
everybody's
become better
Google
people.
search
Can
history
afford to
was
give
out
a
there.
shit?
Yeah.
Who the fuck
like
can afford to give a shit? Like,
Exactly.
who the fuck? Why do you fucking
Exactly.
give a shit? Like,
This time's
how
gonna
can you
explode.
afford that? Like, fucking, like, I don't know, man. Like,
Tell them, Lou.
I don't get it.
Go on.
I used to fucking watch Jeremy Kyle, like, so you know, like UK Jeremy Kyle and like Jerry Springer and shit like that. And it's like, I used to watch this shit when I was like 12, you know, like, and it was like, it was uncomfortable. It's just like, you know, just like fucking get on with your own life, like get on with your own shit. And it's just like, I think, my brain just can't fathom, like, how can you afford to give a fuck about that?
True.
Like, how do you have that
It's
space in your life to
It's a tough thing to sort of
fucking
process.
do it?
Like-
It doesn't make any sense to me.
It's like
it's a very loud exclamation that you have no life when you become over invested in somebody else's.
Right.
So when you're into gossip magazines and you're like your main Reddit, you're subscribed to like live stream fails and like scarce, and your life is other people's dramas because you have none of your fucking
What
own.
color?
Yeah, dude.
Like that's
And they're
when
like,
you've
this
hit-
is important news. I'm seeing it everywhere. I'm like,
Yeah.
because you fucking look for it everywhere.
Yeah, and it's like
Nobody else
it's
is
just in that
talking about
bubble
the
as
issue.
well too. Like when you kind of
100%.
get into that like culture thing, like like
It's a cool
just-
thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the cool thing to do, especially amongst the community and like the friends and the people that you're around, and then just the environment. And like, if you were to
Definitely.
ever like maybe for a moment just be a little bit more like empath, like just be a little bit more like compassionate,
You want
Yeah.
to
like,
accept
you know,
it, yeah.
like, you know, not dehumanize. Like you'd get fucking shat on. Like if you were to ever kind of like, you know, say like,
Do this in
oh
real
well,
life.
actually,
yeah,
this
good luck.
this is kind of shit, actually, you know.
And we
Yeah.
all have
What-
shit to
what
get
do you
canceled
mean?
over.
What do
Yeah.
you mean? And
We all have shit to get
Exactly.
y'all need
But
to.
here's the thing, though, right? Like this, I think this is really
Can't wait
important
for
to say
robots to come suck
because
your dicks. Sorry.
I know, right?
I tuned in
Just leave them alone. Just give them
It'll
sex
solve
robots
all
and
the
we'll be
problems.
safe.
But I will say like cancel culture really is like some of the worst things because like I don't think people like being invested in somebody else's life that isn't yours and like putting I think people put like a higher standard, put people on a pedestal instead of realizing that like people are bound to make mistakes. We're all human. We make mistakes. We have issues. We have emotions. We get upset sometimes. It's normal. Don't get mad at somebody you look up to because they do something with their life, whether it's dating or marriage or who they hang out with, because it's their choice in their life. And being upset with somebody because of the things that they do that makes them happy shouldn't, like, as long as it makes them happy, that's what you should care about, really, is that you should support a streamer or anybody in your life if they're happy. So like if they date somebody, if they play a certain game or they talk about a certain topic, take the good from it and just be a loving person and spread the love and positivity, because really that's what matters most. And I know people won't agree with that, but it's like it really does. Like, just be supportive, and if you don't agree with it, leave, move on, just move on.
Well, here's the thing there, Bagel, and like I don't want to come across as disagreeing with you, but when people talk about cancel culture, I think it's really important to understand that cancel culture as itself is necessary. It's just taken to extreme.
Exactly.
I
agree.
When people come out with cancel culture shit, if it's like a Me Too thing or whatever, I'll see comments where people go, fucking cancel culture, I'm going to ignore this. And it's like, no. Some of these issues are being brought up because it's fucked up and nothing's being done about it.
Right. So like I agree with that 100%.
So
I want to make that
when
clear.
it comes to cancel culture, exactly. It's very easy to see any kind of canceling or like negativity towards somebody roped in with like this music reviewer didn't like a K-pop album.
Right.
So
that Fantano shit that happened last week.
That pissed me off so much.
Ridiculous.
100%.
You know, one time Anita embarrassed me in front of a lot of people, like a lot of people. I was in California and I was working in a hostel, and there's people from like fucking Guatemala and everywhere. And where I was like, yo, so I'm just, I stream on Twitch. I haven't done it in a month because here's going, but this is my friend Anita. So I resubbed to her and she goes, oh, Aniki Chad, get out. She ticked, get out, you fucking twat. And everybody looked at me and they're like, now they thought I was some sort of like weird simp who a person really hated, but I was still just like trying to fucking, I don't know, full force, brute force my way into getting accepted by them because they didn't really understand what Tourette's was. So like, she was like, oh, Aniki Chad, get out, fucker. And then we're just looking at me like, you some sort of stalker, dude. So that was cool. That was a good time.
Sorry, man.
Like, whoops. But like we're all in unique positions here, like as streamers as well, when it comes to these like drama and cancel culture things as well. You have to stay on top of it because people come to you wanting a hot take or your view on it. Right. And you can't just go off headlines and be like,
about that shit. I've got a really fucking nice. I've got a really nice little wholesome community. And we just talk about like growing as a person and shit. And if anyone starts asking me about their, I'm just like, ew. Who are you on about?
Well,
like, I'm like, who? Like,
when it comes to
you're in the wrong fucking stream chat.
Well, if people come to you and they're like, what do you think of this issue? If you say, I don't know, or I don't have an opinion, they will tell you what the issue is. And then the whole stream becomes about that. So you either have to put it down or ignore it. And if you ignore it, people go, oh, you don't know, let me fill you in. I saw one clip. I'm an expert on this.
Right,
so this girl has had 7 boyfriends. And you're like, we're not here to talk about this shit, chat.
Crazy shit is,
when did your stream become about anything else that happened, right?
It's like, I do like exploring the psychology behind that shit. So people could like pose a situation to me. And then I could be like, ooh, like, you know, like I wonder, like, you know, like kind of speak theories as to why it happened, and like, you know, maybe like relate it back to a self-growth kind of topic or something, like soapbox a little bit. That's like my fucking big cup of tea.
Like if you wanted to look into like what's happened behind it, sure. But
like I never actually like because I don't fucking proper know to give a proper opinion. But it's like, you know, like you know, sometimes
it's more like the dangers of misinformation. Like you can't, I can't disagree with chat about a stupid opinion if I don't know what's happening. So somebody says something like, did you see what this person did to this person? Immediately I go, wow, that's fucked up. But I can't say that because I don't know the story, because then it looks like I'm adding on to the drama.
Shit, on my tits.
And then you're just there like, I don't want to be a part of this debate because I don't know what's happening. But being seeing the headlines and going, that's kind of messed up. They're like, exactly, this guy agrees, on to the next stream.
Yeah, well,
like,
I have a lot of experience with that because a lot of people want my take on things because I don't even know
Yeah.
why. And the thing is, I am not a drama farmer.
Currency.
Like I'm not one of these people who lacks content so badly that I coast of other people's fuck ups because
Call them out.
yeah,
I have nothing to talk about. Let's browse LSF for a while. Like,
Yeah,
fuck off. I hope you
yeah.
stay on LSF and never
Yeah,
leave it, dude.
But this is the
It's
thing,
the
people-
laziest,
people
most
chat-
toxic
Yeah,
shit
no,
I've ever
yeah,
seen.
fucking-
people
I have
come-
nothing to add. Let's ruin some lives.
Alright.
Fuck
It's
off.
such a
Yeah.
ridiculous fucking attitude to
Holy
have to
shit.
everything. Just fuck yourselves, honestly.
You were saying, Anita?
Yeah, thank you. I was like, the problem is that breakfast.
Breakfast.
People ask for my opinion on things that I don't want to get involved in, and I know that there's higher stakes involved. Then people realize it's an unfair thing to do to streamers. Here's the thing: if you want to respect a streamer, let them come forward about an issue on their own time if they want to. But don't like dono message to try and force people to acknowledge a thing they don't want to get involved in. Because here's the thing, right? You might be super interested in gossiping about these people, but these are people we meet in real life. We're the ones that hang out in the partner lounges at TwitchCon.
Right.
We do not want to judge and criticize these people. We want to have fun with them. And if you're constantly jeering and poking for these people, for us to criticize them and kick them when they're down, because here's the thing, I need you all to understand, right? Every human makes mistakes, and when you make a dumb shit mistake, no one cares, no one sees it, you can move on with your life. But every mistake we make as humans gets recorded, and we're held accountable for it for the rest of our life. Every mistake is a pay cut. Every mistake is a wave of abuse in our DMs. Every mistake is a sponsor taking us less seriously. It's not just our career, it's our love lives, it's our social lives that are impacted by every fuck up we make, and we're gonna make them. Because we're human and we're learning just like you. You make fuck ups, no one cares. We make fuck ups and we're held to an impossible standard. So this is why when you look at people's social blades on any streaming platform, they go up and down and up and down and up and down, no matter who we are. Because every time we fuck up, and we will, we have huge consequences compared to you. This is why it's so high stress. This is why you get burnout. This is why you get mental health issues, addiction, because you guys do it to us. All right, it's an unfair standard we're held to all the fucking time. So whenever I hear someone say, "Oh, what do you think of so and so doing so and so," and they're looking for a juicy clip to post on live stream fails of criticizing this person. It's so fucking cruel and unfair. What if I don't want to be a bully? What if I don't want to kick someone when they're down? They've made a mistake. They're regretting it already. I already know. I already know that their followers have dropped. People are shaming them. Everyone's talking shit about them. Their face is coming up on every Google search, and they're seeing loads of people criticize them all the time, and it must hurt. They're already getting consequences. I don't want to feed that. Let them learn their lesson and move on. Like, trying to involve me is shitting on me and shitting on them and shitting on everything I stand for, and I don't want to get involved. If you want to respect a streamer, if there's a drama, let them make their own content about it on their own volition. Never dono message, never force them to notice it and respond to it, because we know you'll clip it and these people will see it and we'll have to be in a room with them later. But we also know exactly what it's like to be held impossibly to a horrible standard. Like, I got shit for whistling at a guy who said, "Shut up or I'll put my dick in your mouth." And I whistled at him and people sent me hate mail for months. Like, you don't know how horrendous this
even
standard
like
is.
small ways as well. Like, for example, like even aside from like the stuff like live on stream, like learning how to like run a community and things like that. Like, for example, like, you know, sometimes I like might have made like the wrong call, or for example, like I might have had like an autistic community member that I didn't know how to like deal with, and I didn't know how to autism, and I might have like said something that might have come across as quite cold, and then like there's this impossible standard that people put on you as a streamer that like you're this perfect person that knows how to act all the time, and like I've had like you know, just like hordes of like people like leave like my communities and streams, and like even in just like tiny ways, because of these like really high standards. And I think it's really easy to project like our ideal like fantasy of a person, of this perfect person onto a streamer or onto a person that we don't know properly, like especially with like you know, like famous people, because we just like see this like, you know, side of them, and we just project and like pedestal them, and then the minute that they do something that's slightly like off of this, like, you know, reality comes crashing down, and people throw fucking tantrums, and it's so exhausting as a streamer, like especially
you have to put out those fires too.
I want to make two points about that specifically. When I think it's something that's really hard baked into Twitch. I was on Twitch Tinder with like a bunch of actually like pretty large streamers.
Yeah.
And one of the girls asked me, okay, so what is one thing you really dislike about the appearance of everybody here? And I did a roundabout way. I was like, oh, I don't like her background. I don't like the way her like overlay looks. 'Cause I wasn't trying to insult anybody. And
Yeah.
I got so much, and she said, oh, I don't date a pussy, so you get a left swipe. And a lot of people, like that same streamer is in trouble right now on LSF because she insulted somebody and delayed his rise, right? And I'm just glad I'm not on that circuit anymore. But like, I think it's so baked into Twitch to just say wild shit to try to get content out of it. You know what I mean? And it's like, I said blatantly, like, okay, this isn't with my values. What color? This isn't with my values to shit on somebody. That's true. To shit on somebody. Right?
Sorry.
Just for content, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And second of all, people don't think about how like, and again, like this doesn't apply to most of us here, but like streamers are friends with each other, right? These are people that interact with each other. Like imagine you and your friends are just chilling and then somebody would just come out of nowhere and just whisper to you, yo, Brian did this shit and it was awful. What do you think about it all the time? And you're expected to talk shit about your friend. Like, what do you mean? Just for drama and content? And it's just so baked into, go get him. So baked in to this fucking culture. Hey, we are all kind of shit all the time, but we can all admit, at least for a little bit, that that's not cool. That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Maybe never mind about that.
Whoa, wait a second.
Oh my God. All right, anyways, I was saying.
Yeah, I don't want to break this shirt. 1 second.
I'm too drunk for that shit, but no, yeah.
I actually don't want to break the shirt, but
people are people, man. Fucking, that's the shit no one really ever thinks about.
Dude, I'll fucking drink to that.
You know what, my man?
I'll drink to it.
All drink to that shit. People is motherfucking people. Shouts out, bro. I like this stream, man. I have had the rare opportunity to be on both sides or multiple sides of this Twitch game, right? Where there's one side that's kind of like drama currency, and then there's one side that's kind of, I don't know if you'd call it wholesome or whatever, but like,
more anti-drama. Yeah.
you know what I mean? I've been on certain shows and I'm friends with certain people and shit. And just like the experience is so different because like, I don't know, what color am I? Sometimes you just leaves a bad taste in your mouth after you say and do shit for a show to try to like get as far as you can on a certain show or make content so you can come back versus come into this side and just hanging with your friends and being
100%, dude.
Bunch of drunk
being
idiots,
nice.
right?
Also, dude, I've had like steady, like growth over these first 6 months of streaming, and I'm still quite a small streamer, but I love my community and I love streaming. Like I open up stream every day and I know there's going to be good people here. We're going to have fun. We talk about the same things. We all get along. If I were to start drama farming, all I'm going to do is attract the wrong people that I don't want.
You want that right crowd you want to attract.
I would much rather be like a 30 to 40 viewer Andy than a 2,000 viewer Andy.
No.
Right. And that's what I'm trying.
Look at your arm.
Yeah.
No.
You want that crowd that it's just so like you want the crowd for you.
100%, dude. Yeah,
don't want
and
that
people.
crowd.
Not everybody has that mentality, so they're
And
like,
they don't stay.
I can actually
they don't
grow.
stay for long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
If you maintain that same mentality of like the wholesome chat you want, the chat you want, the people that don't want that and come looking for something else, they won't be there for like that long, and they go to someone else. And it's perfect. Like I'm happy with the people I have watching my stream because they're the perfect people to watch my stream. They enjoy watching my stream. So it's like, well, I don't want anything else other than that. These guys are amazing individuals, so that's what
Somebody else.
It's so hard. Okay, right. Okay,
Therapist, it's your turn. Go.
Oh wait, no, I got something. Like as somebody that's been like that's technically into like stan culture, technically. Like I've seen a lot of like toxicity, because I don't stream like that. Like I play games with friends, stuff like that. And I know like that's been miscommunicated with people already. That people are like, oh, you said you didn't do it, but you're doing it. Like I'm not doing it in that sense, But like being a part of
me.
True.
Being a part of
fucking tree, you bastard.
Go on, Mego. Go on.
Any true
culture.
Shut the fuck up. We're already getting so much shit for that. Like, we joke, and so many people DM us like, oh my god, are you two dating for the last time? No.
Bagel
Wait,
tried
no.
a little bit.
Oh,
on me.
fuck. Hang on,
Chicky bagel.
let me just make a call to cancel something.
Please
Go on,
stop
Bagel, what were you
doing that. Please.
Being a part of like stan culture, right? Like, because I've been like, there's people, there's singers that I
There
listen
you
to,
go.
stuff like that. Seeing the hate that they get because like people will be like, oh, so and so spit on his fans, and it's like it's
Right.
not a true thing, right? But because people want to believe that, and they want to. I'm sorry, Anita. Did I? My bad.
Continue, Bagel. Go on.
My bad. And to like see that kind of mentality or that like toxicity, I'm like, why people waste their energy and their time to be like that or like make up rumors and stuff like that? It just makes no
right.
sense to me.
Shit.
Or like
Oh, my
exactly like with like the dating thing like she was mentioning, like I get messages upon messages like of people being like you don't have to tell me, and like I promise I won't tell anyone, but like are you guys dating? I'm like, one, if the person isn't addressing it, obviously no. And it's like it's none of your business regardless at the end of the day, like whether
That's the whole drama thing, right? People are only
Yeah.
fishing for this drama so they can get their 5
Exactly.
minutes of fame, right? So they're like, hey guys, I know this information, and after
They
they
don't
stop publicly, they just
care.
want that
They
level of
just
attention, right?
want to know the inside goss.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or it's like people like I don't get them dating Anita things nearly as much as Bagel does, but what I do get are people going like,
Yeah, I do.
so like you know the secret to like being friends with her, right? Like you should tell me. Like this will be
dude.
between
Oh
us.
my
I've gotten that
God,
too.
And I'm
I
like,
have
that
gotten
is
that
the
too.
creepiest
Oh my
shit
God.
ever, dude.
How
It
do you
is
get in with
so
Anita?
fucking creepy.
Oh my God.
Dude, I get the
They're
I
like,
get the
"Tell
people
us."
I get the people that try to be like, and it's not to shit
What?
on these people because I get it because they see her as somebody, right? So they see
Right.
her as like, so I'm not like crapping on
Oh.
anybody for asking me or anything like that because she is genuinely an amazing person to know and she's a great person. Like,
Disagree.
yes, okay, I'm not disagreeing, but no, like I do really get like messages upon messages like about certain stuff, and I'm just like,
yeah.
no, just stop. I'm not like, or people who hold me at a standard now because like. Of people that I know, like they'll be like, "Oh, I can't tell you this because you know so and so," or like, "I can't say this because you know
Shit.
so and so,"
I'm
and
like,
it's like
yeah.
I'm just a person at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, I'm friends with people. That's
You
all.
want to know
I'm never
something
gonna
really
be mean.
fucked up? This really bothers me actually, and this is definitely too drunk. But a lot of people pretend to be friends with me, and then like 2 weeks later, so can I get an interview with Anita? You guys are friends, right? And I'm just like, it just fucking so. And that's not nothing on you, Anita. You know what I mean? That's not
Yeah, it's
nothing
not her
on you.
fault. It's
Just
not her
like,
fault.
God, dude.
Like, legit, this is my disclaimer. I am a loser. I am not interested.
I can
in
vouch
this.
for
True.
I can vouch for that.
100%.
Out of everything
You talk
she
to this
said,
person off stream.
100%.
This is the truest thing she's ever said in her life.
Without
That
fail.
true.
Aw.
So
She's
like,
a nerd.
like I all I
Go get
do
'em.
is feed baby birds, swear at my grass in my back garden. You know, the grass that grows on the lawn. I every morning I go out there, I lean really close to it, and I'm like, "Fuck you, you little bitch!" Right, and then I come back in, I play some games. I do some streaming. That's my life, okay? I look after my mom, and that's it. There's nothing interesting about me. Like, stop making a fuss. Like, enjoy your life. Stop, like, because, like, this is the thing. Like, I know for a fact every single person in this chat has received some bullshit in some way, shape, or form. Like, a friend who's only friends with them because they want to find out more about me. Or a friend who's, like, spreading rumors about me to them and shit to try and spark drama. Like,
Yeah, confirmation about shit.
or people who try to get close to these people to get close to me. I'm not worth it. Just get on with your life. Just have fun, do cool shit. Because, like, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Do you want to know how to be friends with me? Like, realize who I really am and don't be disappointed. And we're good.
Like in the nicest way, Anita, you're very boring in the sense that you don't have any drama or anything like that. Like you're an amazing person. That came out so mean, but like again, in the nicest way possible.
In the nicest way, you're a fucking nobody, all right? Like this is just
Maybe one day you'll be something.
And even do 50
No.
push-ups.
No, it came out. No, there's so many. It came out wrong. Like, and
Hey,
then,
let's get
like,
fucked up. We don't bully here. This is a safe space.
that's
all
not
right?
what I meant, and you know it. I mean it in like in the sense that she's a great person, has a great like, and she's amazing to talk to. And just has and offers
good
great
friend to
friendship.
have.
Yeah, exactly. But she doesn't
Absolutely.
have any drama, or there's nothing more to like. There's nothing underlying in her.
Just
is
a
what I'm trying
person.
to- Boring
Yeah,
in the
there's no,
sense.
there's no
dramatic person.
weird agenda. There's no like I'm in for this. I'm just
Except
like
the
I'm
seahorse
here.
thing. That shit is weird. That
That
shit
and
is
the donkeys.
I
the
love that
donkeys was pretty
seahorse
weird.
thing.
No, that's fucking weird, mate.
You don't knock it till you tried it, sweetheart.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna try that one. Okay,
Yeah, I think we can give that a pass. We
we can give that one a pass.
He wants it. So
I wasn't roasting her. Okay.
Okay, yeah, sure. So basically, like, I don't have any dramas. Like, there are loads of conspiracy theories that I'm faking something or lying about something. Like, Bryce has been to my house and he's like, everything is true. Holy shit. Like, that's usually
I would like to say she often talks about maybe a dish here or there that's maybe not clean. There is a dish.
Now. Shut up. I
There
have a
is a
dishwasher
dish
now.
here and there that is not clean.
Not clean.
But
Wait,
there's a million.
There's a dish or two that is clean. That's the
haven't
thing.
No, therapist. No.
I have a
Not even
dishwasher
a dish
now,
or two.
okay?
Yeah, she's got me. It's okay. I'll do it. It's fine. Just give me a minute.
She says she has a
Damn it.
dishwasher. She says she has a dishwasher, but I 100% guarantee I would go there the next time and there would be 100,000 dishes in the sink ready to
No,
be
there won't.
washed.
I'm hired
No,
now.
they'd be on the floor, not the sink.
Yeah,
She's
I'm
run
the
out of
did
room.
Oh, well, look, you know what? I won't say any more for Anita's
Point is,
sake.
she's a regular person. Point is.
Saying that,
I've got
I
dishes
don't have the
right
cleanest room in
here,
the world
dude.
either. My house is
Listen
not
to
the cleanest thing in the world.
Shit
This
on my
is me
tit.
just...
This is right there.
Yeah, right.
What is that?
There's dishes right
What?
here as well.
What is that in your hand?
That's a coat
I
hanger.
dismantled the coat hanger and now I'm gonna use it to whip people.
That's kinky.
Did that
Oh,
happen
yeah?
Oh my
while
God.
we're gone, or is just casually happen in the background?
One
There
day
you go.
I'm gonna
Again.
leak our
Happened.
DMs. One day I'm gonna
These-
leak our DMs.
Who's
That's all.
DMs?
These standards are here, Bagel. We need to just like
Leak them to me because I want to see.
No.
Yeah.
Don't leak my
Bagel,
DMs,
Bagel,
please.
hey.
I got
Remember what
you.
therapist just said literally a second ago. Let's bring it up maybe one or two
raise
levels.
it up a bit. Like not everything is kinky, and even things that are kinky,
I
not
was
all of them are
kidding.
enjoyable.
I was
So
kidding.
just Bagel, it's okay. All right, this is a safe space. It's
I was
fine.
kidding. I was kidding. Don't make people already give me shit for the way I say mirror now, okay? So let's not go there.
Mirror.
Oh.
Dude,
Just
I can't
take
even
a
say
good
the word
long
mirror.
look at
Like a
yourself
little
in the
mirror.
Hey, by the way, we
I
got
never said
one
mirror.
topic out of like 8 done today.
Yeah, dude.
We got two. We got two.
You got two. I'm proud of it.
How
to get
like
to.
quarantine? How to stay motivated
Doing a
during
bit.
quarantine, and how to tell yourself like what you would tell yourself when you're younger. We got two. We got
Yeah.
We got 2
I
done.
kind of tried
I'm
to
so
touch a
proud
little
of
bit
you.
on how to stay motivated during quarantine.
Right.
And it was
Right.
about,
Yeah.
yeah,
I reckon we're like a
Ready.
2 point,
so
we're
hard
like a
on yourself.
2.5 out of
Fuck, yep.
16. That's
Yeah.
not bad. That's
We're getting there.
progress.
There's progress here.
What about
Yo.
ghost stories?
This is a good way to spend our Saturday night. I'm gonna tell you
It
that
is
right now.
nice.
I
I
have
love
no
it.
friends.
Out with your
That's
friends.
not what a
If
close.
you ever just think like, damn, this is my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like there
Yeah.
are people watching this. Like that's great.
I know.
Weird,
I like
weird,
zoom out
weird.
of like not remembering that Anita
You'll
has
get it.
like a lot
We'll
of
get it.
viewers. I'm like,
Do it to me. I go back.
Nope.
Like, dude, at night I sit here and I'm like, 3,000 people just watch me do this. Why?
Hey,
Yeah.
And I question everything I say.
baby.
Hey.
I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry I've subjected you to myself
get it.
for like that long.
It's like, dude,
Hard.
I'll constantly flame my chat. Like, I'll be streaming, having a good time, and then I'll look over the view account and be like, "Do you fuckers have like nothing better to do? Like,
We're in quarantine. What do you
why
want
are you
from us?
here?
We're in
Like,
quarantine.
Still here watching me.
like, I'm
They're in
really
far
glad you're
far.
here, but I'm worried for you, man. Like, get a
Listen,
hobby.
Therapist, if I deep clean something once more, I'm gonna lose my mind. So your streams like help, because I am
This
like
is the
on,
problem
I'm
with
on
this
the brink
podcast.
of
I
that.
immediately went innuendo, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Deep cleaning
Joe,
something?"
The bathroom, my room, laundry. You know, normal things. Therapist, thank you.
What is that? What you talk about on stream? Deep clean it. Oh, did you
Yeah,
just
that's
like
what I do.
dismantle your microphone from the stand? Provisional stream.
She's having a hard day, okay? Just let her be. It's been a bad day for Bagel.
I do want to say thank you so much, Chef, for hanging out. It's been fucking crazy. I can't believe you guys are
Hey.
here and enjoying this. It's been great.
Yeah, thanks
Hey.
for hanging out. Thanks for listening, guys. There'll be another one of these next Saturday, and I can't believe how many of you enjoy this and have listened in, and I'm really grateful. I've had a really good time. Special thanks
Shit.
to all of our guests. I hope Jabagel is okay.
Hey, she's gonna clean her mic stand.
No, it's because I just saw somebody type in chat, I'd bone Anita, not gonna lie. Like, that was the original thing.
Just the first thing you saw, like after like not looking at it for a while.
And
Like, well,
Also-
I'd vote Anita just to let you all know, just speak my thoughts
Yeah,
out
all
aloud.
right, dude.
Taking
Good
the
job.
time to type
wait,
it out
Anita,
into
do you
chat, hit
do you
enter.
tick during the sex?
Mm.
I mean, just.
Yo, Anita, are these all
You
your
know what, dude?
boyfriends? Are these all your
Yeah.
boyfriends and
Are
girlfriends?
you
Is that-
dating all of these people?
We are
Yeah,
poly-
what's going on here?
Yeah.
Hang on.
So, Chad, we're actually starting a cult. Applications will be sent out next week. Very excited. We're going to call it the Cult of the Twitch Prime. It's free to use. You just link up that Amazon Prime to your Twitch account and drop
Such a
the sub.
chill. I hate you.
But really, thank you all for joining. This has been great, and thank you for having us, Anita. You know, this is
I
honestly,
say, you guys
fun.
are all
Nice.
cracker. All of you guys.
Oh.
We're going to go for
me, mate.
4 next week.
Oh,
Yeah,
that sounds bad. I mean, in the Irish way. In the Irish way. In the Irish way. That you guys are all pretty cracker. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, we are.
Time out.
Yeah.
No, it
Irish
means
people
that you're
don't-
very
Irish
cool.
people don't say
No.
that.
No,
Yes,
they do.
No,
No, it's crack,
Anarchy, no,
and it's
no.
CRAIC.
No,
Ah,
yeah.
What's the crack?
Yeah. Anyway,
I just
on that
wanted to
note,
say-
I love you guys. Good night.
I love you.
We'll see you
Take
next
care,
time.
everyone.